Good morning, good morning! This stream has been sponsored by the EA Creator Network. Thank you, EA, for the sponsorship. Welcome on in. Good morning. I am Velvet. Kiara! Arena. Hi! Good morning, good morning. Today we are going to be doing a building stream. So we have a budget, we have a world, we have a task, which is to create a Mediterranean family home. So that is what we are going to be doing today. It's going to be fun, pretty chill. I hope I don't get too stressed out with this. We'll see. It's a $40,000 Somalian budget on a 40 by 30 lot. So we'll see how this goes. I think it'll be fine. Hi, Vinny. Hello, hello. Welcome on in. How are you today, my love? How's life in Vinnyland? And also, if you feel like lurking, feel free to lurk as well. I mean, I don't mind a bit of lurking. I don't have a particular inspiration for this build. I just kind of have a variety of inspirations for this build. So we'll kind of see how this goes. And we'll, I don't know, we'll do something. I don't know, we're just going to do something. It's going to be fun. But yeah, the 40,000 Somalian budget does concern me a little bit. Okay, that's better. Woo! Now I can see. Yay! Ben, welcome on in, my friend. How has Ben today? Tell me a little bit about life with Ben. How was your weekend? What happened? Because we didn't see you yesterday, so I'm going to ask questions about the weekend. I think that's still relevant on a Wednesday. I feel like it is Wednesday for me as well. By the way, whoops, what am I doing? Good lord. So yeah, Wednesday and 9 a.m. something like that. Something like that. What kind of build are you wanting to do? A house? Oh, right. Let's explain what I'm doing. That's a great idea. Thanks for asking, Penny. So what I'm doing is I'm building a house, and this house is for the 100 Baby Challenge, not for mine, but for somebody else's, and it's for a bit of a collab that I'm in, which is the Populate Planet Sims project thing that we're doing. And so we're going through and we're rebuilding all of the worlds in the worlds of the Sims. So the idea is that for this world, it's going to be a world where the 100 Baby Challenge will be played. So there's going to be lots of different kinds of houses and community lots and that sort of thing. And I have the lovely task of creating a home for the matriarch. I just wonder if I should go a little higher on this. And the matriarch is going to be living in a Mediterranean style home, because we want to basically try and make it match the world that we're in. And the budget is 40,000 simoleons. So there we go. Ben, it's still Tuesday here. I know, right? Still Tuesday, so far behind. It is Tuesday at 8 p.m. for you, right? I know times. It's actually the only time that I do know. To be fair. Nixie, welcome in, welcome in. Oh, we've redeemed a kitty treat. By Nix, thank you for sponsoring a kitty treat with Savio and Katie. They will be gratefully receiving kitty treats later after stream. Meow. Cutie, welcome in. How are ya? How are you today? I'm just trying to decide on a little bit of terrain manipulation and how I want to do this. I'm not sure how I want to do this, so I'm just kind of playing around and fiddling around. Starting the day off with a bit of terrain manipulation is never ideal, but anyway, we're going to do it anyhow. Ben, you're just in the future. I am. I'm in the future. In the future, it is raining. The clouds are very dark, and it's going to be a stormy day a little bit later on. I feel like we might get some thunder. You know, a little bit of bringing those thunders and lightnings and that sort of thing. A possibility. So there we go. I don't know how I want this to look. Not like that. I know that much. I don't know. I just kind of, what I'm trying to do is just like a steeped kind of look. And I'm going to put, the idea of this is, I'm going to put some grapevines around here. It's going to be like a semi, like a little semi vineyard. It's not going to be a full vineyard because the house isn't about that. It's about the 100 baby challenge. But I have a 40 by 30 lot that I need to fill. And I need to put something in it. So it's going to be like a little mini vineyard. It's kind of the idea here. That's kind of the idea. So we're going to give it a go. We'll see how it works out. And try and make that work for us. Yeah, I don't know. We're figuring it out as we go along, right? So it's kind of like, you know, like a garden. I don't know if they should be different levels, or I feel like maybe they should all be the same level. You know those gardens where you have like the retaining walls? Now this is coming from someone who knows exactly very little about gardening. So I don't know really much about retaining walls except they're a thing that exists. And you know how you have those sort of steeped gardens that have, yeah, the retaining walls holding them up and, you know, that sort of thing. On properties that have like a lot of, you know, slope on it. So that's kind of the idea of what I'm kind of going with here, is to try and achieve that. So we'll see how we kind of go with that. I feel like that's not going to work, so we'll get rid of those. So we'll see. And it's, yeah, going to be Mediterranean flavoured. Who doesn't love some Mediterranean flavours? Like, oh, yum. To be honest, I don't eat a lot of Greek food, but I do eat a lot of Italian food. Well, I don't say a lot of Italian food. If I had the option to, I would eat a lot of Italian food. I don't often get the opportunity to eat a lot of Italian food, but I would like to. It's a thing I would like to do. Okay, so that's right. Do you guys eat like much Greek food or Italian food? I mean, is that something that you get to eat very often? I'd love to be able to. But it's just one of those things where life doesn't give you the opportunity to eat lasagna every day, which is a very sad thing. It's like, why can't I eat more lasagna every single day? Oh, Nasina, 18 months together. Oh my gosh. 18 months. Now, what's our baby doing? Our baby is 9 months old. Oh my gosh. Our little 9-month-old baby. It's really developing, isn't it? Oh, wow. Vinny, you love Italian food? Also, welcome in this. I hope you're well this morning. Cutie, you do not, but you love it? Yeah? I love it too. Lost Time Machine. Lots of Italian food in New York. Ah. Oh, yum. Oh, like all your like pizzas and oh, I'm just stuck on lasagna right now, so yeah. Pizza and lasagna is the only thing I can think of. And I know there's more to Italian food than pizza and lasagna, but it's all I can currently think of. Quick, give me some other foods that aren't pizza and lasagna. Oh no, it's genuinely the only thing I can think of. Pizza and lasagna. Pizza and lasagna. Oh boy. Carbonara. Oh, pasta. Of course, like all the different pastas. Of course, of course, of course. Of course we're going to have all the different pastas. Yes. I love that. Excellent. Good, good, good. I love carbonara. A nice carbonara is great. Okay, we might extend that through there. And then through there like that. Okay. That's what we're going to do. So I'll just figure out what height we're going to have to do this at. Nasina, you grew up across the sea from Italy. I'd eat it all the time. Oh, yeah. Right? It would just be the thing that you would put in your mouth all of the time if you had the option, just because it's so freaking delicious. And I think there's just, despite the fact that I can only remember now 3 things. Thank you, Lost. We have pasta, we have lasagna, and we have pizza. Despite the fact I can only remember 3 things, I know there's more to Italian cuisine than that. So I don't know if I want to go that route. But yeah, yum. Like there's so many different options that are going to be so delicious. Love that. Go one higher. There we go. Nisena, chicken pesto, Alfredo, tortellini, ravioli, lots of eggplant. Nick's pasta is my fave. Lady Annette, what did I drop into? Put in my mouth? Just wanted to say hi. Hi, Lady Annette. How are you? Are you doing good? I hope you're doing good. We're talking about Italian food at the moment. So, yeah, it's just all of the things. And I couldn't remember any, like, particular types of Italian food. I was having a brain fart, which is more often than not the case when I'm streaming. My brain is just one giant fart. Not going to deny it. It just is. And, yeah, so we're talking about Italian food and different sort of kinds of Italian food. But Italian food isn't the only kind of Mediterranean food. So is there any other kind of Mediterranean foods that you really like? I love me some Spanish. Although, to be fair, I haven't had a lot of experience with Spanish beyond like paellas, and chorizo. Jesus. I feel so uncultured. I'm an uncultured swine right now, aren't I? I've tried very little. Ooh, why is that a different blockbuster? What you doing there, game? Uh-huh. Alright. We're gonna be difficult about it. That's fine. We will make it work. Make it work, darlings. Make it work. Yes, garlic bread. Yum. I love me some garlic bread. Although, I don't know about you guys, but I find that I get, why is this not connecting? Will this connect to this and this is not connecting with each other? I do find that I have a limited amount of garlic bread that I can eat. So, you know, I find it gets quite rich after a while. So that's the only thing that I do find with garlic bread is that I have a limited amount that I can eat at any sort of given time, and then it's just like, that's it for me. But I find the same with like sausage rolls as well. Random thing to say, but sausage rolls is sort of like a New Zealand thing, I think. I don't know, do you guys have sausage rolls? Do people have sausage rolls? Is this like a New Zealand thing or a not? Sausage rolls. Surely that's not just a New Zealand thing. Hang on, I'm going to Google this. Sausage rolls. Origin. So it's evolving from Greek and Roman dishes. Oh my gosh! How on point is this? I knew they weren't going to be just like a New Zealand thing. Anyway, sausage rolls. So they have Mediterranean roots, randomly enough. I think I hate this. Anyway, let's just run with it and see what happens. Ben, one of the best things that I had in Italy was gelato. Oh, you've been to Italy? Oh my gosh. That's so awesome. Oh, I love that. That is cool. Actually, you know what if we just deleted all the walls? And after I've done all that. But it's all sort of steeped up. So, you know, that's kind of what I wanted to do anyway. Maybe we don't want walls. I'm just thinking whether or not we have the walls or not. I don't know. Let's just try stone first and we'll go from there. I am a fart. Yes. Sausage rolls are definitely a British thing. Okay, yes. But origins in Greece and... Oh, what did I say? I forgot. I've closed down my thing there. Oh, no, I haven't. So the modern sausage roll originated in 19th century France, evolving from ancient Greek and Roman dishes that wrapped meat in dough. Now, there's nothing wrong with meat being wrapped in dough. I think we can all agree there's definitely a thing to be said for meat wrapped in dough. We like it, right? I like it. But I do find it does get quite rich for me. Like, I can only eat a certain quantity of sausage rolls before I just, like, reach my limit. Just because I think it's the butter and the pastry and there's, like, a richness to it. And I do feel like I do sort of reach my limit with it a little bit because of that. Maybe I might go white because I'm going white with the house, I think. Ben, Italy is a very nice country in general. Of course, the food is excellent. Yeah, Italy is one of those places that is high on my wish list for places that I want to go to, because it just looks gorgeous, like the food, and not to mention the history of the world as well. Like, oh my gosh. It just, yeah, it just ticks a lot of boxes for me, because I love going to like historical places and checking those out as well. I find that, you know, very fascinating. So, yep. Yes, please. Now, there are some bushes, are there not? Debug live edit. I thought there were grape bushes with with my wedding stories. You know, your grapevines and stuff. Oh yeah, here we go. Is that, no? You know, like maybe it's this. But no, I was sure. Isn't there like, I've never used them, but I was sure there was like some debug grape like vines that you could use for vineyards. But I'm not seeing them. And I thought they were with not Lost Time Machine. I was just looking at Lost Time Machine's name and said it. Is it Horse Ranch? Okay, thank you. I know I'd seen them, but I was just like, oh, are they not with wedding stories? Which would make sense because it's a game pack. All right, let's just check Horse Ranch. Thank you, Lost. Italy is beautiful. Oh, you guys that have been, I'm so jealous. I really would like to go to Italy, Greece, and Spain. Like, those are kind of like high on my hit list of places to go one day, someday. And I think that would be amazing. Ah, here we go. Perfect. Thank you, Lost. Let's go. Oh, these are just gorgeous, aren't they? Ooh, they're gonna be fun. Xenia, welcome in. And I do apologize if I pronounced your name wrong, but welcome in. I hope you're well. You love my videos. Aw. Well, you're just the sweetest. I always love to hear that. Not from a particularly narcissist point of view, but I do love to hear it in the sense that I do appreciate that you know, people do watch them and enjoy them. So thank you for mentioning that. And thank you for being here today. I am streaming across 2 platforms, so if you do hear me chatting to people that you can't see, that's why I am across the 2 platforms today. Oh yeah, they're quite big. I might shrink them down one. Might shrink them down if it's not my wedding stories. Yeah, I was thinking the obvious one was my wedding stories, but Horse Ranch will do the trick, right? Horse Ranch has what I wanted, which is these ones here. These were the specific ones that I was after. So you had it right on the money. I've never actually built with them, so I knew they existed, but I had never built with them. You've never left your country, Vinny. Aww. One day, someday, right? That's the aim. To one day, someday travel. I wonder whether or not we go like this and then like... No. What's happened there? Oh, it's jumping up. Okay. So I do wonder... I've never... It's been I was going to say, I don't think I've been to a vineyard, but I have been to a vineyard. But it's been such a long time, and it was for a wedding, and I wasn't really focused on how the grapes were arranged. But I've just guessed my way through it. And I do apologise to any vineyard experts out there. I'm going to think probably Ben. In the fact that I don't know how to organise a vineyard, but there we go. Or how to organise a grapevines. But let's just run with what I do. I can always fiddle with it and fix it later. It's fine. Next, me and my mum are thinking of going to Verona. Ooh, in Verona, where we lay our scene. Romeo and Juliet. And I may have misquoted that, but it's around about right. Love me some Romeo and Juliet. And also, Verona sounds amazing. Amazing. What a cool trip. Ben, see, it's much easier for people in Europe to go to different countries because there are so many nearby. Yeah, and you're absolutely right, because I'm down at the bottom of the world. So, you know, I'm in New Zealand. And the deal with that is it takes a long time to travel anywhere in New Zealand. That's just the deal that we have. We're off in the bottom of the world. We've got a beautiful country that we live in. But the reality is we have to travel, you know, quite a long time to get anywhere. So it's like... The closest place, I believe, is Australia, and that's generally about 3 hours. 3 hours on a plane to get to, say, Sydney. And yeah, and then it just snowballs from there. Like to get over to sort of England, Europe way, it's a good 20 hours, you know, etc. flying time, or I don't know, it depends on how direct it is, but I have been over to London and England, and I've had done a day trip to France, so I've been over that side of the world, and the trip took, yeah, about 20 hours all up. It was rough. I pretty much slept for the whole first day of the trip. It was just like, oh, what's the point of that? But anyway, you're exhausted. Your body just collapses in on you. So it happens. Just like, I'm so lagged. And it was my first time like traveling really outside of the country. Just like, I'm so lagged, man. Ben, in Europe, you can drive through a few countries in the same day. Isn't that just so wild to think? You know? That you can go through like all of these countries in one day and just like have this amazing, I mean, I don't imagine you would see much in just one day if you're doing that, but the amazing cultural experience of just being able to get around so easily to all these different countries, just like, oh, I love the idea of that. I don't know what I'm doing with this, but anyway, we'll just pretend I do. Shh, I do know what I'm doing. Oh boy. So yeah, I sort of really love I love the idea of being able to travel like that. I feel like it needs to maybe be a little higher, or is that going to be okay? The other idea is that I can go like, again, just like a little smaller around the front, and we can gradually get bigger as we go through. I just wanted the layers to be obvious running up here. And I like how I haven't even like started on a house. I'm just like building the grapevines. To be fair, oops, the landscaping is going to be kind of key with this one, just because I have such a small budget and I need to fill the space somehow. But I want to leave space, obviously, for bits and pieces to be added into this house for gameplay at some point. And it is going to be for the 100 baby challenge, so we've got to make sure that it is, you know, all set up for that as well. So I've got to think about the layout of the house and what's going to be practical for the 100 baby challenge. So, lots to think about with this particular build. But, you know, whether or not we'll get it all done today, I don't know. We're going to give it a go. Whoa, floating. That's all floating, isn't it? Although that's kind of okay if it's floating, I think. Because it's kind of like, you know, like it's a little trellis in between. That could work. That could work. Listen, in the US it's similar if it's so expensive for us to travel as other than Canada, Mexico, everywhere else is a plane ride. Everywhere here is a plane ride. I can't even go visit well, I can technically go visit my mum without it being a plane ride. But I have to ride in a ferry because, you know, New Zealand is 2 islands, so it's kind of like there. It's not any cheaper to go on the ferry than it is to fly, basically, by the time you add in the costs of petrol and, you know, that sort of thing. Because petrol ain't cheap here. So petrol, you're talking a couple of... What is it? What is it at the moment? It's $2.71 per litre. So $2.71 per litre for petrol here at the moment. So I don't know what it is with you guys, but I feel like that's kind of expensive. But to be fair, a lot of our stuff is expensive because you kind of have to ship it down to the bottom of the world. So it's the same issue again, you know. We're just sort of off down at the bottom of the world, and it is what it is. Look at us. Oh, woe is us. We're off at the bottom of the world. Haley, welcome in. Just poking my head in to say hi from work. Oh, hi from work. Nice to see you, and I hope you're well today. And enjoying your lovely Wednesday morning. Wednesday morning. I've seen quite a long one, about 3k and 15-ish hours to visit family in Europe. You've only been twice in 25 years. Wow. I will level with you, right? To take a trip to Australia, 3 hours flight away, By the time you, like, if you're going to do it for the whole family, by the time you pay for accommodation, flights, like flights themselves were probably around about 1,500 each. You know, you're talking several $1,000s just to go a 3-hour flight away, you know, and it's just, it's too much. I mean, I just can't justify, I just can't justify that amount of money on, you know, going on a holiday. Like, if I had the money to spare, absolutely, but I would just, you know, when you've got bills to pay and that sort of thing and a family to raise, and it's just like, wow. How do people afford holidays? I genuinely want to know, like, how do you afford holidays? I just don't get it. It's so expensive to go on holiday. Oh my gosh. I'm not saying it's not a thing that I wouldn't like to do, but I genuinely don't know how people in today afford it. This is just so expensive. Like, it's thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's very expensive for fuel. Oh, yeah. Crazy expensive. Okay, I'm not going to fuss around with that too much more. I don't love this. I hate it. In fact, I hate it. I think I've put too many grapes in. I'm going to work on the house and come back to this because I don't think I like it. At all. Ay, ay, ay. Blah. I don't know. It's just, it seems like just a whole hunk of greenery. I've done this very wrong. I feel like I've done this very wrong. It doesn't look good. Okay. Anyway, we'll start that again. I'm not going to start that again. I'm just going to build a house. And we'll go from there. Jesus. Oh my gosh. I just didn't like that. Sorry. It was terrible. Let's just do something else, hey? Dun, dun, dun. There we go. Clear that. So, I don't know what we're going to build today. I just don't think I'm in a building headspace. I think that's half of the problem. So, you guys can help me out, though. That's alright. You can tell me what I'm doing wrong and all these things. It'll be good for me. You can help me with it. I don't know. Maybe we could go... I was thinking like a couple of levels high. And just, you know, obviously we're going to go like a Mediterranean style is kind of the idea. I might not even... I don't know. I just need to do something that's cheap in terms of landscaping. So we'll be using a lot of debug is kind of the idea. And we'll just kind of make it work from there. So I feel like maybe we can have like a little tower running up. And what if we had a curved balcony running in? And we might move that way. Running in that way. We'll make something up. It's fine. Yeah, but this is per person. It's hard to justify. It really is. Like, you know, it's really hard to justify a holiday when it's so expensive. But I think if you have the disposable income, then absolutely. Why wouldn't you? I'm jealous of all the people with all this disposable income that I want to have myself. Just jealous. That's the main thrust of it. I'm just jealous because I wants it. I wants it all, my friends. That's why we don't leave far. You only go where I can drive. Yeah, like, you know, it's over $1,000 just to go down and see my mum for, you know, without paying accommodation. It's just purely flight costs. $1,000 just to get down to Nelson to see my mum over the school holidays coming up in January. And yeah, it's just like, wow. So pricey, man. So pricey. But hey, I mean, I get it. petrol ain't cheap, so I imagine plane fuel is not cheap these days either. You know? Me having sympathy for the plane companies. I'm sure that's, I'm sure they don't need my sympathy. I'm sure it's fine. They're okay. Probably. It's a tough business, though. Same. I'd love to travel if I had money, maybe eventually for all of us. Oh my gosh, imagine that. Like, it would be so good to have, like, that just little bit of extra cash so that you can do, like, you know, these cute little holidays and stuff. That would be amazing. Okay. I got there eventually. That was a long way to go about that. Save and hydrate, 33 minutes, and I've built like this just because I deleted everything and I hated everything that I was doing. It's going to be one of those days. Thank you. I've got a mum juice today. I am a little bit on the tired side. And I ordered one with the groceries, and I was just like, oh, mum juice, you know? And for those who have not encountered me drinking mum juice before, mum juice is an energy drink that I should not absolutely be drinking. It'll probably keep me up tonight, and I'll have regrets later. But nonetheless, I am, however, going to continue to drink it. Because I think that sounds like an amazing thing for me to do today. Drink a little bit of mum juice. So what if we did, I'm just going to do like a bit of an unusual shape, just for funsies. I think it'll be interesting. So you can have like that running across there. And down, and that should be our room. Yep, so that's our room. Maybe, what happened if I extend it? There we go. I don't know why I'm bringing the rounded porches into this, but I kind of feel like I want to. I just do. I just want to do it. It looks like it'll be fun. That's all. And maybe we could like have a rounded room coming through here as well. Why am I doing round? Someone send help. Why am I doing round? Round, you know, is always going to be difficult, but nonetheless, it's gonna be one of those things. But it looks good. Round walls always look good, like, you know, particularly on like a modern home and, you know, that sort of thing. But the problem with that is that they're very difficult to use in The Sims 4 just because, you know, they don't always, work nicely as a thing. So it does get a little tricky in terms of this. And I think I probably won't end up doing the round walls. I'm just making it too difficult on myself right now. But hey. Well, hi. That's all good. So we're going to have like a little towery type thing up here. And that'll have like a, I don't know, I'm thinking like quite a flat roof coming across. Maybe. And extending down. You know, like that sort of thing. That sort of thing there. And what else? I'd quite like to have a pool around the back because we've got the new stuff with Adventure Away, so it'd be quite nice to do like a nice outdoor area for the kids to play in. I am obviously very conscious of the fact that we don't have a lot of cash to work with because, you know, we're dealing with 40,000 simoleons here. Vinny, you're about to go grab your second Monster Energy drink of the day. Oops. Oh, 2 in a day. Holy guacamole. I would be absolutely pinging off the wall if I drank 2 energy drinks in a day. Like, seriously. You would not be able to handle this Velvet with 2 energy drinks in a system. Like, not. I would be just, I would be talking way too much, way too fast, and I would be over the top. Just, wow, too much. I would be just way, way too much. You would not want to handle that jelly. Me on 2 energy drinks, good lord. I'm bad enough on 1. Like, you'll probably notice as we go on in the stream, as the caffeine starts to kick in, it'll start to be like blah, 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 blah. And I'm bad enough at that as it is. But, yeah. I don't know what's happening with the shape of this house, but something's happening. It's getting weird and big. It's getting weird. getting weird in here. I'm having a weird day. Lost. It would be nice if they remembered they gave us rounded walls and gave us more windows that worked on them. You are so right. Oh my gosh. Because like our window selection on walls, on rounded walls, is just absolutely shocking. Actually, I might still do that. And then I can do a little... Oh, the rain's starting to kick in. It's like pouring down outside. Might just do like a little round, little roofy thing. There we go. Running in through there. The great thing about the half-hipped roof, it actually sits really nice and nicely under the gable roof. So if you angle it right, it'll sit there quite nicely underneath it, which is cool. And then you can sort of bring out your eave and it'll sit there like, you know, it'll sit there like that. It's quite nice that they'd actually, you know, thought about that as they put that in the game. But yeah, they did not think about the fact that we might actually want some accessories with our rounded walls and stuff, right? It's like, well, yes, you've given us rounded walls. Now what do we put on them? Oh, wait, let's have a look. Supports all curved walls. We've got... Interesting that a lot of the Enchanted by Nature stuff goes on curved walls, though. Hey. Interesting, but yeah, there's not a lot of options. We've got one window in tall and medium wall heights, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 windows now in the small wall height that will go on curved walls. But, yep, not ideal. Just like your pumpkin shell, right, Val? Oh my gosh, Nis. Oh, your pumpkin shell. No. That was a horror show. You know, I did not like that shell. I did not enjoy it. I made something that I did not enjoy. Actually, we might not do that on that side. What we can maybe do is... yeah, I'll do like a little covered area. Hang on. I'll draw that in, because otherwise I'm going to use that space and forget about it. And it's going to be like a little covered in space. You know, it might do like a little curved thing over the top of that, and curved thing? Curved thing. What do I mean by curved thing? I don't know. But a little something. It's going to be a flat roof, and we'll do like some decorations and stuff, because we get like with the Mediterranean style, you get a few things that you can kind of use, which is quite cool. Like the you know, the mission style quatrefoils, apparently is what they're called. You know, you can kind of use stuff like that to create like little areas. And I might have to make it a little bigger though, so I can fit my thing up there. But yes, you know, and we can do like columns and spandrels and make it look like really cool. I think we can do something fun there. And then you have like the, what is it, these like mega chimneys, you know, so there's quite a few like base game items which are, you know, which are quite cool that we can use with this as well, which is going to be fun. I haven't used this stuff in a while, so I haven't done a Mediterranean style home in a while. It's going to be fun, you know, all that sort of style stuff, and then like the matching roof and bits and pieces. I haven't even like finished like building stuff yet, but you get the vibe, right? You get the vibe of running with it. Seems everyone is. Wasn't that bad? It's, yes. I don't know. I think some people I know, like, I remember Ravi's build was like really, really amazing with that. I don't know. I got stuck in my head about it, and I don't know if that's what I want to do at this point, but yes, I think part of the problem was I really did get stuck in my head about it, and I just couldn't come up with an idea that I think I loved, and that was part of the problem. Like, I think my build had like a cool story with it, but yeah, I don't think I fell in love with it, and that was part of the problem. Part of the problem. Mostly it was me. I was the problem, it was me. I'm the problem, it's me. You guys know that, right? I'm the problem, it's me. Plitosaurus, hello there. How are you today? How's life for you? How are you getting on? Ooh, done some weird things. Let's fix that up. It is a rainy day here in New Zealand. It's a rainy kind of day, so I'm inside and playing some Sims 4 and hanging out with you guys today. We're building a Mediterranean home, which is for the matriarch for 100 baby challenge home. No, wait, challenge? Wait, hang on, those words made no sense. This is a matriarch's home for the 100 baby challenge, and it's being built in Tartosa, and we're going for a Mediterranean style, and our budget is 40,000 simoleons. I was initially going to do a vineyard, but then I hated it, so we're not doing that anymore. And that's basically as far as we've gotten in half an hour. You loved mine? I hated it in this. I did not like it. I was not a fan of it at all. I don't know. I just didn't like it. Sometimes I just don't like them. Whoa. That's not what I wanted to do. Oh. Speaking of, like, we weren't speaking of, but like TV shows. I've just started thinking about that. We've been watching Only Murders in the Building, right? And we are on season 3 with Paul Rudd. And can I just say, I mean, I love Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd is amazing, and I love him. I have loved Paul Rudd since Clueless. And Clueless is one of my very favourite movies. I love that movie to pieces, and the fact that Paul Rudd is in it makes it even better. But Paul Rudd's he's a funny, cool guy. I'm not aware of any problems with Paul Rudd. So, yeah, I am very delighted by the fact that Paul Rudd is in season 3, and it's been fun. It really has been. Clitosaurus, I'm okay, just chilling, listening to my dog whine because I took her bone away because she started breaking it. Oh, yeah, you don't want to be having the doggo have, you know, broken bones, a broken bone sort of thing going on there. I'm just wondering how big I need to make this house. I'm pondering at the moment. How big does this need to be? Because I need to fit, like, you know, a reasonable amount of babies in here. I don't know. But then if I do this, how do I do this part? Do I maybe build, like, another room in behind here, perhaps, and then... Yeah, I might have to do that. And run that, like, along that way. It might be a little weird. It might be a little weird. Because then that's running kind of that way. It's rather large. It's rather large and in charge right now. I don't like it. Okay, go back to how I hate it. We'll make this work. Vinny, you've completely restarted a build more than 5 times once. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you just kind of... Sometimes some builds actually just take a bit of figuring out. And that's the reality of building, you know? I feel like sometimes that is just what you need to do. You just restart, just like... It's an evolution of stuff happening, I feel like. And, yeah, I wonder whether or not I can do... If I move this over, if we did, like, maybe a little bit of an angle or something... I think I do need to have, like, this be a little bigger. I'm very conscious of the fact I don't have a lot of money to make this a lot bigger, but I think it does need to be a smidge bigger, and for some reason I want to do it on an angle, and I don't know that it's a smart decision, but nonetheless, I'm doing it. Woo! See, sometimes angles don't really angle very well in this game either. So that's a thing. Oh, I was talking about Paul Rudd. So yeah, I love Paul Rudd, and he's in the current season of It's Only Murders in the Building, and it's making me very happy. Okay, so if I go like that, and then we go like that, that might work. Gonna delete that. So, here we go. Okay, I think that's what I'll do on that roof. So I might grab this and we'll put this as a roof on here, running across. And then down, running a little bit flatter. It's coming together, I think. I see now, oh my god, same, especially if I can't get an idea down or I don't have the skill to make it look like what's in my head. And I think, I mean, I actually don't have anything in my head right now, which is really not helping this. But yeah, I kind of do feel like it does really help if you have a clear vision in your head when you are, when you are building. And I feel like, it's a lot harder to build when you kind of have that murky, I'm not entirely sure what I want to do brain. I find that's for me anyway, and I don't know if that's the case for anybody else, but I do absolutely find that for me, that when I am in a space where I have got like a murky brain and I don't know exactly what I want to do, it does get, that little bit tricky to actually, do things the way that I want to do them. So I absolutely understand that, because it is, it can be like very challenging to get your head straight sometimes when it comes to building and deciding what you want to do. I feel like sometimes it's tricky, right? It's tricky. Clitosaurus, the amount of times that I've forgotten how to do a rounded fence astounds me sometimes. Oh my gosh, but sometimes it's a bit like that. Like, if you have, I don't want to do the angle thing, it's not working for me. Sometimes if you do something like a particular trick, that you have used, a few times, but you haven't really used it that much. I mean, I get how it's easy to kind of forget what you're doing with that, because it's just very easy to forget that and be like, oh yeah, how do you do that again? And I've literally had to go back to one of my own videos where I was doing a tutorial video on how to do something, and I had to go and watch it because I absolutely forgot how to do the thing. I can't even remember what it was that I was looking up, but I 100% forgot how to do a thing and had to go look up my own video to remind myself how to do it, just because I'd forgotten completely. But yeah, sometimes I want to make stuff that it just isn't feasible in the Sims. Well, that's the thing as well. It's not just about translating what's in your brain. It's also figuring out how to make it work in a game where sometimes it just simply does not work, So I feel like, it's not just that. It's just finding out what will work for the game and what doesn't, and yeah, how to put it all together. Building ain't easy at all, and it's a lot of figuring out sometimes, which is fine. That's part of the adventure, isn't it? I feel like it is. But there's a reason why, not everybody does it, because it's not always an easy thing to do. I just want more space. Well, how can I do this? Actually, maybe we can run this off the back of here and just double up on that, and then run that off the back of there. So that could be a decent amount of space, because I've got to think about the fact that there's likely going to be probably a max of 8 people in this household running through there. Most of it will be children, and yeah, how that's kind of gonna all work. So we're going to like an L-shaped style home. That works, because then you kind of see a little bit from the front there. And I'm half wondering whether or not I could do, I might extend this out a little bit. So half of this problem is that this balcony space isn't quite right. I think if we extend it out by 1, that might fix part of the problem. There we go. And extend it there. Whoops. So yeah, it can be difficult just really bringing a vision to life. Like I'm working at the moment on the Apocalypse collaboration that is being hosted by the lovely Nasena. And it's just, it's just been a bit of an exercise in trying to get what's in my brain out of my brain and on, into the Sims 4. So yeah, it's been a bit of a process for that. And I did it in a bit of a weird way as well, because I was I don't know if I should do a balcony around here. Yeah, because I kind of did like the whole build first, and like it's because it's supposed to be an apocalypse build, right? So my first thing that I did is I built the build in a way that it was like the original sort of style of the build, if this makes sense. So the non-apocalypse version of the build, because yeah, I wanted to do that first, and then from there did the broke the whole build down, and then created the apocalypse version of it. So I did it in a real difficult kind of way, which doesn't help. But yeah, it's just been sort of working through how how I want to kind of make that work, and yeah, bringing it all together. It's a little tricky, but I think I'm just about done. So I think I've got through that. But it's been a really big build, which hasn't helped matters. So it's just felt like a little bit exhausting. Big builds are exhausting, right? I feel like, yeah, big builds are exhausting, and that it can be, I think you get like, a little bit of building fatigue from these big builds as well. So sometimes it's nice just to change up the pace a little bit and go like a little smaller sometimes with the build. Oh, why am I doing these things? I'm blathering. Sometimes it's nicer to do a smaller build after you've done like some bigger builds, just because you get so much building fatigue, I think, from some of these larger builds, that you just need that break. And just doing something small and concise can be quite a pleasure after doing such a large build, where you've got to think in a different big picture kind of way. Nasina, I stumbled on your tutorial, Velvet, the other day trying to remember how to do something. Oh, really? Ha! I can't remember what started watching it. I didn't even see it was yours till I heard your voice or saw the intro. No way! That's funny. I need to start doing more of those. It's just a matter of time, really, I think, with that. So, yeah, I want to do some more of those like building tutorial videos and that sort of thing, like the little, little helpful things. Because I feel like they're good. I actually might just keep that as a little balcony like that. They're good, and I know people find them helpful. It's just they are a little trickier to make sometimes, and you don't always know what people are going to want, in a tutorial as well. So, you don't always know what to do there. But, I will... Okay, I feel like this is fairly large, but that was what I wanted, so I feel like that's good. Alright, I'm going to get rid of that chimney because it's just been looking a little silly there. So let's see kind of how we go. And I don't really know how I want to landscape it now, because I've yeeted the whole thing where we get rid of the grapevines. But I think I want to go like the house around here. Let's go. Oh, get rid of you. Maybe like a little front yard, and I'm thinking like a driveway coming in here. So maybe we could have like a garage / shed. So that could be probably like a little thing over here, like a little garage. Might be quite nice. A little garage for our lovely cars that we don't have. But it could be like a nice little hobby storage space for the, for the Sims in this household. There we go. Fix it up. You've had that happen as well? You've had it happen? Where you've like been looking something up and got one of my videos? Really? Because that's awesome. Lost. It's been a challenge for me for sure, but your build is beautiful. 100%. I did 2 back to back and I'm burnt out. Oh yeah. Like big builds. Oh my gosh. Because the build that the original one, and I posted this, and this is up on the gallery, so you can actually see this. It's not the apocalypse version, but this is the build that I did that I'm talking about here, which is a modern Gothic building. So it's not your classic Gothic building. It's like a modern version of a Gothic building. Yeah, Anyway, it was a big, big build, and then I had to sort of turn that into like an apocalypse build. It's 543,000 simoleons. 543,000 sims. 543,000 simoleons. It's not a cheap house. It's like ginormous. It's pretty. It's pretty, but it's like such a big build. And I've been doing like some large like family homes and stuff as well. So yeah, it's been a lot of building in like slightly larger homes lately, which has been tricksy. And exhausting, gotta say. So, okay. I kind of want to have the driveway coming in. So let's do that. No, wrong. I'm just going to draw some back. Just trying to think how I kind of want to have this going in. I feel like I need some height, which we're going to have in here. Because this is going to go up. And then it's going to be flat. I don't know. I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to do like some terrain manipulation or something. I don't know why I'm curving this driveway, but apparently I am curving this driveway. Coming in this way and it's curving in. There we go. Curvy like driveway coming in. It took me probably don't want to admit this but so much, but it took me a long time to realize there was an erase function with terrain paint. I had no idea for so long. Every time I wanted to erase terrain paint, I'd just go like bulldoze terrain like that, rather than yeah, use the erase tool. Oh, shocking! Absolutely shocking. You know, I could possibly go like a little higher. Actually, get rid of all this. Oh. I was almost thinking, what if I did like a split level thing? Is it too late for that? Because we could potentially do that and then move this house. How easy is it going to be to move a whole house on top of here, though? I feel like it's not going to be all that easy to do that. Nah. Okay. Back to the original plan. Lost. In October, I did Project GMH, the Apocalypse Collab, and Dr. Sim's Tragic Clown Shell. You need a break. Oh, yeah. I think the thing with collaborations is that they are fantastic. I love doing collaborations, but I do get exhausted on them, and it does get a lot, and I do quite often sign up for too much all of the time. So, yeah, I have to be a little bit more careful, I think, with balancing out collaborations and signing up for things that I do. Just because of that reason, I do find I get really burnt out on doing it. And I think part of the problem is that you're building to time pressures. Because I release content daily with The Sims as well, I'm always on a time crunch, and I think having that extra time crunch of a collaboration as well, it's just like, you know, you just have to do it. And it gets a little tricky, like, you know, it is a pressure that just sort of sits there in the back of your mind, and I think, you know, it's just one of those things that you are conscious of all the time. The other option is I can have like a little a staircase coming down here as well. I don't really know what I'm doing here, I'm making stuff up, but have that going up there. And a front yard for the kids, that'll be fun. Lost, same. I did also start my build for the storytelling collab, but thankfully we don't have a deadline. Yes, and that's part of the reason, actually a big part of the reason why I did not want to do a deadline for our storytelling collab. It was, yeah, long story short, because I felt like I'm always running on a deadline, and I just did not want to have a deadline for that. I just wanted to have something where we just work at it at our own pace. We will get there with it. It's not a big deal. We're not doing this for anyone except ourselves. So, you know, why work on a deadline and put pressure on ourselves unnecessarily to achieve something, yeah, with an arbitrary sort of deadline for some reason, you know? So, yeah, it's just very casual and relaxed, and I think I appreciate that for me as well. I really do. Because, yeah, running on deadlines all the time it's hard. It gets into your brain, and it's kind of tiring. So sometimes it's nice not to have a deadline all the time. No. I get that. It can be exhausting doing all those things. Plus, you know, you add in like shell challenges, which always have deadlines, you know, things like that. It's just a lot of building on deadlines, and it puts pressure on yourself to build. You know, and I think sometimes you end up rushing yourself when you don't really want to rush. So it's better. I forgot to change the color of these, don't it? I think sometimes it's better if you can just build casually on your own timeline and your time frames, and you can do better things with that because you can kind of relax. It's a little different when you're having to create like speed builds and stuff out of it, because I kind of feel like you are you don't want to spend so much time on a on a build that you have to really, like, you spend 12 hours on a build and then you have to edit it into a speed build. It's just like, that's nightmare fuel right there. So you've got to be building in a way, I think, when you're making content as well, that is I guess it's manageable for you to turn into content. That's really the part, the kicker of it, really, isn't it? It's just like, it's got to be manageable as to be turned into content, because, you know, I can sit there and I can spend weeks on a build, you know, that would be fun, but then how do I turn it into content? I don't know. And you say, just build for fun, Velvet, like, ha ha. It would be nice, but it's just not what I do these days. You know how it is. Not, I mean, I have fun with the building, it's just I don't have the opportunity or the luxury of just building for fun in my own sort of, you know, time frame so much these days. So that's the choice I made. But I'm still having fun. Still having fun. Okay, so that could be like that, and then we can have like the driveway coming in here. We're making progress. I'm glad I binned the whole Great Vineyard thing. I think that was not working. We want to have space for the kids to run around and do things as well. Vinny, okay, you know what's funny? Your current shell challenge is the yum one, and the other day I started to try making a pie build. Every time I build something, your next shell theme is something I was just doing. What? Really? That is so funny. So you're busy trying to build a pie, and then I'm like, here, have a shell that's all about yummy things. I love that. That's awesome. That is awesome. Yum! So I do have a shell challenge for those who do like to build. I do have a shell challenge out at the moment, and it's the Yum Shell Challenge. So it will be... When is that due? Good lord. Where is it? That is due on the 16th of November. So lots of time left on that one. And you can get in there. Ooh! Frog in my throat. Something in my throat. Maybe not a frog. So you can get in there and take part in that. It's basically a shell challenge where you need to build something that represents yum. So it could be your interpretation of yum. It doesn't have to be my interpretation of yum. So there we go. Your interpretation of yum, not mine. It could be that you build for a feast. It could be that you build you could build a restaurant. You could build all sorts of things, I think, with it, which will be... That's the idea. It's like I try to give a prompt where you've got like a lot of options to what you can kind of do. And yeah, that's kind of the idea, is that, you know, you've just got like a lot of things and a lot of options. So, you know, you've got a bit of free reign, and I think that's a lot of fun. Oh, save and hydrate. Okay, thank you, Vinny. Lost. I also like that we have different worlds going at once, so if you need a break from one theme, you can hop to another. Yes. Oh god, I can't say no. I know, I really struggle to say no. It's just like, you know, I feel guilty because I want to be able to help people out or like participate and do these things, and it's just like the reality is I just cannot. I can't do everything. And you know, we only have a certain amount of time, right? Oh, we can do like these grapevines running up the side. Ooh, grapey. Grapey. Oh, look at all that. Let's get it on the corner properly, but, you know? Grapey. Ooh, cute. I like how I'm placing that first. Yeah, it's really hard to do everything that you want to do, and it's just like reality is just can't. You know, I'd like to be able to do all the shell challenges and all the collabs and all the things, but it's just I really just simply don't have the time. I want the time, but I don't have it. So yeah, it's very hard to say no, and yeah. Particularly when you get asked specifically for something as well. It's just like, oh, it's really hard to say no. Because I know that, you know, you're thinking of me, which is such a nice thing. And I always appreciate that. But yes, it's not always a thing where it's just practically you just can do it. I don't know why I'm doing the grapes first. Okay. You get the idea. I think we're kind of making progress. So if you guys have any ideas for what we want to put in this backyard, oh my god. Okay, I've got to get rid of that fencing. We're going to use debug fencing. I just looked at the money that I've got left. I've had like 13,000 simoleons left to do the whole rest of the house. I forgot I was working on a budget. Oh my god, that just about got out of hand. How much did I spend on a fence? Oh my god! I spent over 10,000 simoleons on a fence. Holy cow! Okay, we'll delete the underside of that as well. 748 there. Oh my gosh! That almost went horribly wrong. Okay. Somebody please remind me that I'm working on a budget. Oh lordy me. Ay ay ay. That just about went pear-shaped. Very quickly. I haven't built on a budget in so long, so I've got to do all the little tricks like deleting the underside of stairs and using like a whole lot of debug and using terrain paint opposed to flooring, stuff like that. That's going to save me cash. I do need to have some fences going around, but it's going to be cheap fences. Cheap, not expensive fences is going to be the way that we're going with this one. Oh my gosh, that almost went very, very wrong. Whew. And the thing is, like, there's some items in the game that really can get quite expensive, so you have to be pretty careful or selective. Fortunately, this is not a limited pack build, so I don't have to limit my packs and use, like, expensive packs or anything like that, because building with just base game can be quite pricey. So, you know, stuff like that. So, you know, if you're doing like a starter home with base game only, you know, it can be a little pricey. Do we want just like the plain fences? I feel like that's a little boring. Ugh. Okay. Let's see. What else do we want to do? Let's have a look. See what we want to do. Maybe... Is that an expensive spandrel? Maybe that's an expensive spandrel. Can we go a cheaper spandrel? Let's just like save ourselves some money now so we don't have regrets later. Is like budget spandrel. I feel like that might be the way to go. Oh, look at that. It's got like the roof trim coming through. That's kind of pretty. There we go. Saving some money left, right, and center. Oh boy. You know, sometimes it's just the simple things like remembering the fact that you are working on a budget. I don't know. It kind of depends on what I use for this. I feel like it's too blendy. Alright, we'll come back to the fencing because I'm thinking I might need to choose the wallpaper first that we're going to do. So, wallpaper-wise... And, oh, fencing-wise. Okay, so what I'm going to do is... Was there any debug fencing with My Wedding Stories? So, free fencing is great. So, debug, live edit fencing is just, you know, the way to go. If you've got the option for it. Ooh, we could maybe do a bit of debug fencing up here as well. Is that shining through the wall? I don't think it is. Is that like the perfectly sized fencing for my space? Or is it just me? Keeping in mind I've got a set of stairs going up here, which I might move over one. No, I won't move that over one because it's going to be too difficult with debug fencing. But look, debug fencing. Ah, yes! That's going to save us some money. I can't because I've got rounded walls. I can't use debug fencing there, but I feel like a couple of different fences might work. Yeah, I think that could work, right? It's just finding something that's going to work around the outside of the house. And we'll go from there. Do like a little couple of things like that around the place. We'll do that over like a little window or something maybe. I don't know. I'll just leave it there. We can always delete. Oh, how much are those? No! 450 each! Heck no! I don't think so. 450 simoleons for that. Are you kidding me? Oh, we can probably do it around here as well. I mean, it's not like this debug fencing, right? At the end of the... Oh, it's going to be a little bit hard with that. The Sims will walk through debug fencing. That's the reality of it. But at the end of the day, they don't fall off things. Unless you count Mount Komorabi. That's the only thing I can think of that they would fall off. So other than that, they don't fall off things. So I'm not too worried about using debug fencing that they can potentially fall through. It's fine. Not a problem. So we're going to go and scroll through a live edit. Thank you very much to the VelvettB buy mod, which makes this extraordinarily easy. I think in base game there's actually a really nice sort of Mediterranean style fencing that we can use. And it's just a matter of finding which one it is. I think. I could be wrong on this. Oh, this one here, I think. I think that'll do the trick. And then, yeah, that can be our wall. I think that was the one I'm thinking of. Unless there's anything else there. Oh, maybe that's that one. That's the one I was thinking of. It's got that little, you know, thing on the top. It matches my roof. Kind of cute, right? There we go. And I think that's going to be good for keeping the kids in the... Well, it won't really keep the kids in the yard because, as I said, Sims will just walk through the debug fencing. But it is what it is. It is what they was. Kids are going to do what kids are going to do. If they're going to walk through the fencing, they're going to walk through the fencing, you know? Can't stop them. But, you know, at the end of the day, when you are in a bit of a budget pinch, I feel like debug fencing is really a great option. It gives the appearance of fencing without actually being fencing. And who doesn't love that? Okay, so that'll give us there. It's just a bit of a puzzle piece working out that. And then I think I'll do like a little entranceway there into the yard, and then people come in, and then they can come in through the garage as well, and we'll have some hobby stuff and bits and pieces in there. It'll be fantastic. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. So we've still got like 27,000 simoleons left. Now I know that I do want to have a pool, but I'm very conscious of the fact that I don't want to spend too much money on a pool. So it's not going to be a big pool. But, you know, I think I want them to have like a nice backyard that we can do some stuff in. I'm wondering, I'm going to just put the fencing down. I will probably, there's a good chance I might change it at some point. And, yeah. Do something in terms of like, I don't know, it's just feeling a little flat to me. So I kind of want to do something in terms of just having like a little bit of height somewhere, or doing, you know, like a raised platform or something at some point. I'm going to deal with that. We can have that as a second entrance perhaps. Or running across the back there. Yeah, we can do that. And then it can move there. Okay. So we can put some plants, blah 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 blah. Right. We have the basics of the fencing. We'll figure some stuff out as we go along. But that's cool. But you know, you kind of get the vibe of the house, how it's all kind of going to come together. We've still got 27,000 simoleons left, so we are working quite nicely with our budget. But that might not always be the case. So I'm going to be as careful as I possibly can be. Oh, just these too many tight spaces. So we need some fencing. That's going to be cheap. That's kind of going to work with this. I'm half thinking that I need to go like a contrast color in here as well. So we'll just sort of see how we kind of go in terms of like the fencing or the walls or the windows. You know, I feel like they do need that contrast color really just to make the house or just like the little interest points stand out with this house. So I'm just going to have a think about that. I think the possibility is we go like a dark brown just to kind of mix it up so it's not all blendy, you know? That could be the way to go. So we need a wallpaper that's going to work with this. That isn't going to be too expensive. So we can go like the unbent smoothness. Because a lot of these sort of homes have that, like, you know, that Adobe kind of plaster feel. And this is a nice cheap wallpaper, which is a bonus. And I'm going to mix it up with a bit of stone as well. So it's not just going to be the one thing. Just painting that for now. And then we can mix that up. Perhaps, I was almost thinking the Life and Death stone. Like, you know, that one there? I thought that might be quite nice as a mix with it. It's got a nice kind of look to it. And we can kind of divide that off maybe with a column. There we go. Something like that. I think that is a nice stone with that. And then we can bring that down here. Whoops. Boom. And we can bring that in under there as well. And have a little bit of stone, I think, maybe. Yeah, that could work. Bit of stone, and then I think we need something else around the back that has a bit of stone, so I think it'll be this little outcropping right here. How far does that go? Across there. I think it's there. So if you have the thing where your columns disappear as well, when you put them up on the top floor, all you need to do is rotate the columns, and that'll actually get the columns popping back out again the way that you need to. They just tend to do it on the second floor, so you can sort of see that it's been placed there. Just hit rotate, and boom, it'll pop out. It's just sitting in the wrong way inside the house, so it's nice and easy just to pull that out again if you need to. Rather than fussing around for 20 minutes trying to get it to sit out. Because I've been there and I've done that until I learned that trick. I would sit there for so long trying to get my columns to pop out, and it's just like, why won't you sit properly, columns? And I'd get so frustrated with the columns. I really, really would. And yeah, then I worked out that trick, and I was just like, oh, the doy, that makes life so much easier. Thank you very much, life. So I need to do something with the chimney. We'll go that stone. And something on top. I'm thinking we might just go the little simple trick of a hipped roof over on top. And then go like a little inset. Which one do I want? This one? That one. Flatten it, switch. There we go. Little ceiling roof. Now we do have things that we can add to this roof as well. So let's have a look at our dormers and what have you, and see what we're gonna do with this. I think that'll be cool. The great thing about Mediterranean style homes, or Spanish sort of, you know, that sort of Spanish Mediterranean influence sort of style homes, is that we do have a lot of stuff because of Oasis Springs. You know, you've kind of got that base game, those base game items there, which is, you know, really, really handy. Because it's nice to have like the little accessories that you can use. I'm never quite sure where I want to place them. Like, where do they feel natural? You know, that's always the tricky part, right? Like, where do they feel natural? Running in through there. And I was thinking the chimney. Oh, there's a debug chimney. Nice. Because that's like 575 simoleons, but there's a debug version of this chimney, which is free. And you know what? I'm there for free. I like the idea of free, so thank you very much for that. I don't even think I particularly need this, but nonetheless. Maybe, I don't know, I'm throwing me off that we've got a chimney here. What if we had this instead of like the round domed thing, and we just popped it on this end here like that? I feel like that might work better, but I quite like the domed thing as well. Because it's just like, it's a cute little feature, but it's like, where do you put it? What size do you have it at? It's where I always get stuck. I ask myself too many questions in my head. Okay. You know, does anybody else do that? Ask too many questions in your head. Hey, Opting, how are ya? Greetings, brand new streamer who I've never watched before. Is this your first time playing Sims 4? I'm going to level with you. It certainly appears like it's my first time playing Sims 4. How are you, Opting? How is life in Opting Land? Are you well? What's been happening? Anything exciting in terms of chicken updates? And you know, I love a chicken update, so you know, if you have one, I would appreciate that. Oh, 605 for the low stucco roof parapet. Oh, is there a debug version of that? That's what I'm wondering. Yeah. Anyway, how you doing? How was your weekend? Did you have a good one? Get up to anything mischievous or fun? Mischievous. I don't know why I think you'd be mischievous, but you never know. Maybe you were. I didn't get up to anything mischievous. I spent my whole Saturday, well, a good chunk of my Saturday, cleaning up my son's room because we were fitting in some new bunk beds, which was a delight. And his room is messy again already, but he's going to be tidying that himself, not me. Oh, you know what? We can maybe use these as a little thing across the roof. And again, free. I love that. I was just thinking of like little things that we could use to top the roof. And this fence with its most conveniently coloured top will do the trick nicely. Thank you, fence. I love me some cheap options for decoration. We're going to get our debug on. One of those days, is it? Oh yeah. It is definitely one of those days. We ended up bulldozing the first attempt at things. I tried to do a vineyard and it was an utter fail. I didn't like it at all. It sucked. So we deleted that, and it's just been figuring things out as we go along. So we're building a little Mediterranean home at the moment, or Mediterranean style home. I'm not convinced on the dome at this point. There's a chance the dome will be deleted because it is an expensive addition to the house as well. But anyway, that's what we're doing. We're doing a little bit of that, and it is definitely one of those days. I'm on the mum juice today. So, yep, you know, on the hard stuff, the little mum juice, aka my energy drink. which is conveniently also named V. So, you know, my name starts with V. I feel like it's destiny. Me and my energy drink starting with V. V Energy. The special energy for V Velvet. Oh, is that taking so much to go through? Okay, there we are. You know, it's amazing what you can come up with. Oh, they might not be able to go all the way through. With debug when you are being creative. You know, it's nice. I might actually do I was thinking like you could even do like a little different roof coming in through here. Go in, my friend. And we can have something else coming out through here. Ooh, that might be an idea. I could have some ideas. You never know. Things are good here. Average levels of mischievousness. Ah. Well, you know, that's something you can improve on over time. Don't worry about it. It's okay. I feel like you could, you know, you could improve on that over time. You'll be alright. Opting, I know that your mum juices an energy drink from previous streams, but I choose to believe it's hard liquor anyhow. Yeah, you should choose to believe that. I haven't had hard liquor in years, but yeah. Let's just choose to do that anyway. I think that's a good idea. Snap P, hello, hello, hello. How are you? Nice to see you, my dear. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. We are doing a little Mediterranean house build at the moment, and it is going okay at this point. I think that's the best thing I've got to say about this. It's going okay. It's looking Mediterranean. I'm working on a budget of 40,000, so at the moment it's figuring out how to make this house look pretty without spending money, and also to decorate a 40 by 30 lot with very limited cash. So it's a bit of figuring out right now, and that's okay. That's okay that we're figuring out. Same for you, Lost. Like my nana's water used to be. The hard liquor. Yes. Oh, okay, that works quite nicely. It's working out nice. Oh, you always gotta love the nanas and their special drinks and their special things, right? I love it. Nana code. Nana code. My nana can't drink wine, and she can't eat chocolate anymore, so she's very sad about that. Very sad times for my nana. But I think she's doing okay. I mean, out of all the things that you should be worried about, not being able to eat chocolate and drink wine is probably, you know, fairly low on the list to worry about when you're in your late 80s. My granddad just had his 90th birthday not so long ago, so can you believe it? 90, hey? Wow. Just trying to think. Wonder if there's any... Do you guys know if there's any debug corbels? Because I was just thinking I might add like a little corbel there, because I can't actually see it at the moment, but there's like a little bit of, we can on this end, brick sticking out. And I'm just wondering if I put like a little something under there that's debug. That'll be a cheap way to, or a free way to hide that without, you know, causing issues. Yeah, doing all right, right? 90 years young. It's my granddad. He's doing pretty well. He's getting pretty blind at this point. Like he's struggling with reading text and, you know, that sort of thing. But he's doing pretty well, all things considered. Not too shabby. He's a pretty fit fella. Like he still, I don't know, I think he still does press-ups and things like that. Like, you know, stuff that I can't do, he still does. He did spend a lot, I think he spent some time in the military and stuff like that. So, you know, he has that kind of discipline to exercise that I just do not have. Wonder, could you go like down like that? Or the other option is I can move things around, but oh, maybe that could work. Is there a debug version of that though? Let's have a look in cottage living. And we're going to have a wee look-see at our cottage living debug. There is! Yes! Is it the right colour? I think that's close enough. like slightly green. We could go like red. Oh man. Brown. Oh, I'm doing a dark brown contrast, so that's going to work for me. Okay. Because I'm thinking when we do the windows, we'll do like the dark brown contrast running through. So that will work. There we go. Little decorative things. You know? A little bit of debug goes a long way. And by a little bit, I mean I'm going to be using an incredible amount of debug as we go forward. Because I don't have much money to spend. So I'm going to do all the free things. So in terms of garage, we have the DIY garage door, which is the nice easy option for a garage door running in there. The other option is we can make our own garage door, which is the option I might go for. So we can go for the dark brown, because we're going a dark brown as our contrast color. You guys know there's a little trick with this, actually. There's a little trick that you can do with garage doors that you can get like a little thing along the top. There's actually a couple of tricks. So you could go, I don't know if I want to do this one because it's just going to cost money, but you can do like a basement. And we'll just remove the ceiling. And what you can do is just get an archway. Base game archway is fine. I think this one is this is a good size. So it's the door 51323 by Pointless Renovation. Pop it down in the basement and then you lift it up. So 9/Control 9. And then we're going to bring the basement in. And basically what that does is it creates like a frame for your garage door. But basically you just need, I think it's this one. You just need to choose one, that works with your wallpaper going across. So then you can choose like a clapboard or anything, whatever works for you in terms of, a garage door wallpaper. Not that one. I personally really actually quite like this one here from Snowy Escape. Just because it's got the, things on there. You can also decorate ones with windows and do things like that. And you could also hide up the top with the immaculate shelving, or some of the curtain rails are actually quite good to go up the top. So we've got the neutral curtain mount there from the Desert Luxe pack, and that can kind of run along the top there just to cover that space. Or you can put like a little roof there if you want to as well, so that's another option. Stuff like that. Plus you now have a pit for, in the garage for working under cars. You know what? I grew up with that situation where we had a garage and it had a pit in it because my dad was a mechanic. So yeah, it was. I'm going to do a free option here though. It was something that I actually grew up with, was the whole mechanics pit in the garage thing, because he would like work on cars and the weekends or whatever in his free time, either for himself or for people who wanted cars done up, and he would do up cars and sell them, that sort of thing. So it was always a case of, we had a lot of cars always in our garage and it had a pit in it, so we weren't ever allowed to climb in the pit. And I had a very big compulsion not to climb in the pit, because I think from a very young age I learned I don't want to climb in pits, so I never did. I'm pretty sure my brother did at some point, but I don't think I was very enamored with going in a pit. That's just me. It's kind of cute. Anyway, that's a cute little garage. We can put a car there. I'll do that after I've done the floral decorations. Well, I'm getting to the point where I need to make some decisions about fences and windows and doors. So in terms of the entrance to the house, I feel like I might do it under here. So there is some really nice doors, I think base game, that really work with these Mediterranean style. Because again, I mean, we're leaning into the build buy that we got for Oasis Springs. The problem is, I think it's quite expensive. Like these ones here, they're like the mega double doors, like 400 simoleons. They're the right doors, but oh boy, they're expensive. door, so we're probably not going to end up doing that, are we? We might go seasons doors, perhaps. They're nice and cheap. Kind of work. Jungle Adventure could work as well. Windows, doors. Opting, I wish I had a pit, but the water table here is such that in spring you tread carefully lest your foot sink in and you drown. Oh, yeah, I think that's something you really need to be careful with, obviously. It's a consideration. The fact that, you don't want to flood your pit. And you don't want things to happen. So, yeah. Probably wise in that instance to not really dive into the whole pit situation. The house that we lived in when I was really little, it was up on a hill, so it was kind of like in the top part of the hill, and then it would kind of go down the property from there. So our property, the house and the garage were up at the top, and it was the flat area, and then the back of the property would go down, and it sort of went down into Mum had vegetable garden, and we had trees, fruit trees, and that sort of thing. So yeah, so it was kind of right at the top, so you didn't have that risk of water kind of flooding in or anything like that. If it'd been down the bottom of the property, it would have been a whole other thing, but for the top it was absolutely fine. Vinny, well, I'm working on the yum shell and I've had an idea. Ooh, nice. I'm glad you've had an idea. That sounds exciting. I like the idea. Okay, I've got to go to cheap window. I don't know why I'm scrolling down. We've got to go cheap windows here. Cheap and cheerful is the way we're going for. HBD is not going to help me out because there's no brown in there. I'm definitely going dark brown. Do you want to share your idea, Vinny, or is it secrets? Because I don't blame you for having secrets. I get that. So I think we can maybe go the Strangerville ones are quite nice and cheap. And I'm just, the cheap options are going to be the way that I'm leaning in this situation just because of the budget situation, because we're still sitting on 25,000, so I feel like I'm doing okay in terms of money at this point. I mean, I haven't put much of a backyard in. I think it'll just be probably end up being some simple landscaping for most of it, but we will try and get a pool and a bit of a platform thing going on, Oh, actually, what if we had different windows on the stone? That would be quite fun. Mancurst, hello, how are you? Welcome in. How's life today? Over on the tube, hey? Nice to see you over there. That's always fun. We're building a Mediterranean family home for the 100 Baby Challenge today, which is something a little different. How was your weekend and what did you get up to? Tell me all about it. Vinny, it's going to be a cake, a Mario cake. Oh my gosh. That is awesome. I love that idea. I don't quite know what a Mario cake is. I assume that it's related to Mario and Luigi from that game. Oh gosh. What's the game called? Ah, no, I've forgotten the name of the game. It's, oh my god. How did I forget this name? My brain during these times of thinking. Mario, I know it's Mario Kart and there's Mario, there's some name for it though. Mario Brothers, oh my god. Yes! Super Mario Brothers. That's it. Oh my gosh, I could not think of it for the life of me. You guys know how I am though. When I get to streaming, my brain is just extremely bad with remembering any sort of name. Where do I want the door? I think maybe the door around here. So yeah, anyway, that was super bad. I know Super Mario Brothers. I'm very familiar with the game. I've played the game. It's just the name of it would not come to me at all. The dark brown was a good choice, right? I feel like the dark brown was a really good choice as far as the contrast color and just bring out, a little bit more of an interest point in the house and, a little bit more of a contrast. I feel like that was a good decision. I'm happy with my decision here. Life and death. I need another window. I don't have another window. Okay, we'll just double down on what we've got. We're good. Double down on what we've got. There we go. That should even that out. That's working. By the time we get like the fences and stuff in and like a little bit of landscaping, I think we should be good. The game with the Mario Brothers in it. Super Mario Brothers. Oh my. Ah. You know, I'm perfectly good at remembering all of these things when I'm off stream. And I know you guys don't believe me because you've never heard it happen. Because I'm always forgetting the names of these things. But it's the truth. Like, I cannot remember on stream. And I'm perfectly fine with remembering all of this stuff off stream. So I don't know what it is about, like, this, doing the whole streaming thing and just not being able to recall names of things. But it's legitimately something that I just can't do. And I don't know why it is. Like, it's a weird thing. Because I'm perfectly fine with it. Yeah, off stream. But on stream is just like, nah, you're not going to remember a thing, Velvet. Like, I'm surprised I remember my own name when I talk about me. I'm going to talk about me all the time. But, yeah. I don't know why that is. Okay, that's working for me. Look. Man, cast, I'm okay. Tired as always. I suffer from sad this time of year and it's hit me like a sledgehammer. Ah. Over the weekend, a mixture of Sims 2, 3, and 4, plus a bit of Long Dark thrown in. Is Long Dark, I've heard of this, but I don't know too much about it. So is Long Dark like a, that's a horror game, right? And you kind of got to do things. I don't know. I actually genuinely don't know what you need to do. But it's a horror game, right? I've got that right? I'm making the right assumption there. Ooh. That running through. Oh my gosh, I didn't do any windows over here. I don't know if I want to. Yes, I do. So, okay. I'm sorry you've got the old sad, though. That kind of sucks, right? It's hard with the change of seasons and whatnot. Be a little bit down. A little bit of a downer. But yeah, tell me a little bit about the Long Dark. I know I've heard of it, but I couldn't tell you. I couldn't recall any details to tell you about. Vinny, it might get labelled as CC because of some of the custom art, though. Ah, you're busy in there rating the gallery, hey? I get that. Do I want to do like maybe a nice stone tile or something on here? That might be quite nice. Perhaps. That might be a nice idea. Like, you know, mix it up a little bit. Not do the wood, perhaps. Because we've already got like quite a nice bit of dark, you know, contrast with the dark brown. So why not do like a tile? Mix it up. It's amazing how like things like fences and flooring and wallpaper just really, really eat into your budget. But you know, it's looking pretty good. Man, I have way too much time on my hands, as you can see. Well, nothing wrong with that. And as long as you're doing something good with it, like enjoying yourself, then hey, go hard. But, you know, I have actually been thinking about playing some Sims 2. I have Sims 1 and Sims 2. I was really fortunate to win it a while back. Win copies, because I was umming and ahhing about getting them. But I was thinking for nostalgia's sake, I didn't really want to pay X amount of dollars, whatever, at the time. So I didn't. But then I was like, oh, for once I'm going to enter a competition and see if I won. And then I won. And I was just like, yay! And then, so I played a little tiny bit of Sims 1. And didn't get into Sims 2 at all. So I didn't really get far with it. But I've always had, like, the intention to get back and get into it. Get into trying them again. But I just don't get there. You know? Just don't get there. I plan to one day. Maybe it's the platformer with the plumbers in it. Yeah, it might be that. Thank you, Optin. Oh, boy. I've I've actually even seen like the movie. Like there was like, oh, wasn't there a few movies with the Super Mario Brothers? I've seen at least one of those, I think. I don't kind of want to overdo it with the grapes and the bits and pieces along there, but I think I still need to put a little bit. Oh, the other thing I was going to put on here was maybe a dormer up the top. Ooh. Oh, what about the... probably don't want to do the wedding or the bells. I was just thinking about the stuff that we got with wedding stories, but... And it's just a chimney, really, and I don't really want to do a chimney, because I've already got a chimney. A dormer is what I was thinking about. Man, Curse. It's a survival game set in apocalyptic winter Canada, battling the elements and wildlife to survive. I love the sound of that. What was it called again? Hang on, let me scroll back. What was it? Long Dark. I'm going to check that out. I love survival games. Yeah, I put that on my little notepad by my thing. Yeah, I absolutely love survival games. So that sounds intriguing to me. I am intrigued. I like the sound of that. Because give me a survival game and I'll be very happy. Particularly if there's like crafting and building and stuff. So you get to like pick up all of the things that you want to build with, and then, you know, craft, and then you got to survive, and you're battling the elements and all that sort of thing. Oh yeah, that's right up my alley, that is. Oh, the other thing I was going to see if it's any of these parapet things available in debug. So I feel like that would look quite cool. The Long Dark. Okay, perfect. Noted down. I'm going to check that out because I am very curious about that one, because that sounds really cool. And I'm kind of... Oh, I am trying to decide on a game at the moment. So my problem that I'm having is that I'm not sure what I'm in the mood for. You know, do you guys get phases like that where you are playing, you know, you're playing a game or whatever, and then you kind of like this mood hits, and then all of a sudden you just kind of get like, I don't know what I'm in for. Or you finish a game, and then suddenly you're kind of at a loss because you're like, well, what am I going to do with my time now? Ooh, can I use this somehow? And the thing that I've got is that I have just finished Starfield. So I finished Starfield, and I enjoyed it. I think it is like, it's one of those games where I think it does need, it needs some work. Like the base building is kind of meh on it. The storage sort of system is, yeah, the whole base building stuff needs a whole overhaul, and I feel like the vendors don't have enough money, or alternatively the value of items that you get in the game are too high. Like there's a real imbalance between, yeah, the amount of money that you have versus the amount of money that you can get for selling things in the game. So yeah, there's definitely some things that need to be fixed. But I overall enjoyed like the story of it and the playing of it. I thought that was a lot of fun. I accidentally at the same time, because there's like a DLC that's come out with it, Shattered Space, and I didn't realize that I'd started the Shattered Space DLC before I finished the main storyline, and I got caught up doing that thing, and then I sort of googled what's the Shattered Space DLC, because I was going to do that after I finished the main storyline, and then realized I'd already started the DLC, and I was really enjoying it. It was really good. And then so I finished the DLC before I finished the main storyline, because yeah, I did things by accident and backwards, as is my way. And yeah, I ended up really liking the DLC storyline a lot better a lot better than the main storyline outcome. So like the main storyline, I just felt like the end of it was like a bit meh. Like it wasn't bad, but it just like the end of it was just kind of eh. You know, the other one was better. That's how I kind of felt about it. Opting, I stepped away to grab some glue. What game is this? With mad base building. Ah, it's Starfield. So yeah, I've just finished playing all of that. So went through the whole lot, and I did the DLC as well. And then yeah, the base building was very meh, I think, and it just like it didn't seem to be enough to do with your base. You couldn't like place collectibles. Oh, I'd love like any sort of game where you have like little collectibles and stuff that you can do and have like them set up in your base. I mean, I love doing that sort of thing, so you can show off like all the things that you've collected and things like that. It would be fun to have something like that, I think, as well. So yeah, it didn't really sing for me in terms of the story and the way it ended, like the main storyline for Starfield. It was decent, but it wasn't great. But the DLC was fantastic. Like, I loved that through and through. And I think the other thing with Starfield is that I feel like the combat is too easy. And this is coming from someone who is not particularly great at combat. Like, I'm okay at it, but it's not something I genuinely judge a game on, is the level and the difficulty of combat. But even I'm saying the combat in Starfield is too easy. Yeah, it's way too easy. But I felt like that it got a little bit more balanced when I did the DLC. Like, it didn't feel as easy in the DLC. Like, I genuinely felt like I was at risk of dying in that. But yes, overall, I would say the combat just did feel a little easy. But, you know, I enjoyed the quest, I enjoyed the vibe of it, and I thought it was a lot of fun. And I think, you know, at the end of the day, they could probably tweak, like, a lot of stuff as well with Starfield. So, anyway, the whole thing behind that was I finished playing Starfield, and this is the second game this year that I have finished playing all the way through. And this is coming from someone, aka me, who does not genuinely finish a lot of games. Like, I just don't. And it's just because I just tend to jump around a little bit when it comes to mood and stuff. So, yeah, the fact that I finished Death Stranding and then I finished Starfield, I feel very accomplished this year. Very proud of myself, you know, that I managed to do these things. So, yay me. Why are these all ugly? What? These are the only ones. Oh, these are the only ones coming up under draw. I don't think there's going to be anything that really works for this, I feel like. Ugh. So, yeah, at the end of the day, I have really enjoyed Starfield, but it could use some improvements. So, I'm in a place where I'm trying to decide what else I'm going to play. So, that's really the essence of where I was going with that whole story. And it was a long, convoluted way to get there. But that was, yeah, where I was kind of at. I was thinking about, or I started playing Far Cry 76. So that's like the Fallout 76. So, you know, that's the version of the game where, you know, it's kind of like the open server thing. And I actually really enjoy Fallout 76. I've played it before. And I have sort of like restarted here and there and, you know, done different things. Is that going to work? No. With it. But I started playing it on the weekend. And I was just kind of like a little bit, I don't know if this isn't hitting me right. So I'm just kind of trying to come up with a game that I want to play. And The Long Dark, if that's the right kind of game, might be just the thing for me, you know? So I am looking for sort of like ideas and, you know, recommendations and things that people might have played themselves that they're really enjoying. I like the idea. Man, the only combat game I've ever played is Skyrim, which I still go back to occasionally. Oh, I love Skyrim. Oh, yes. Skyrim is fantastic. I adore Skyrim. I've played that's actually one of the few games I have actually played through, start to finish, and probably a couple of times. 2-3 times, actually. Oh, my God, what is this doing? Copy and pasting isn't working. There we go. That could work. I mean, that's a free little dormer. It's just a roof, but it works. You could put like a little window in there. We could do the trick there. Free dormer! Yeah, so I have played through Skyrim a number of times, and I love that game to pieces. It is just so good. And I've also played Elder Scrolls Online. Like, I do play quite a few combat games. I'm not big on them, but I do play them. And yeah, I've played Elder Scrolls Online as well, and also I played Oblivion, which is the game that came before Skyrim. that's actually what got me playing Skyrim, is that I played Oblivion first, and I really, really enjoyed that. And I played that all the way through as well. So there aren't many games that I play through, but I'm just, these just happen to be the ones that I do happen to play through, as it turns out. Thanks, Vinny. I'm very proud of myself for playing through these games and actually finishing them, because, yeah, I'm not very good at it. Like, my husband will sit there and he'll play a game through from, like, start to finish. And meanwhile, me, I've, like, changed my game that I play, like, a few times, because I'm just, like, I'll start something and then I won't finish it. You've not finished The Sims, though, have you? And you've been at it for a while. I don't know if there's a way to finish The Sims. I'm currently doing, however, the Super Sim Challenge, which I feel like out of all of the challenges and all the things we have in The Sims, that would be the closest, perhaps, to one of those things where you could say, I've finished The Sims, because that's the challenge where you have to do all of the, all of the careers and all of the aspirations and all of the skills. So I feel like, out of all the things, it's not the right look, that you can do in The Sims 4, I feel like that's going to be close. And that's the challenge that was created by James Turner. So yeah, quite interesting. But I don't know how you would actually finish The Sims, though. Other than that, it's a fun challenge. Have I played any of the Far Cry games? Actually, I have. I have played Far Cry Primal. I haven't played any of the others, and I realise they're kind of like a different thing, and Far Cry Primal is just kind of off on its own. But I have played Far Cry Primal, and I really enjoyed it. I don't in general, I don't enjoy really games that are really heavy storyline-wise in general, because I don't like to sit there through a whole lot of cutscenes. Actually, I don't really mind if there's a big story, as long as it's not like a whole lot of cutscenes, because I get so bored sitting through like hours and hours of cutscenes. It's just like, it doesn't interest me, and I don't want to like sit there through cutscenes. I want to play the game. So as long as it doesn't have like loads of cutscenes, I actually am quite happy with a story-driven game. It's just, yeah, loads and loads of cutscenes just drive me bananas. And I think that's what I sort of like about the Fallout games, is like a lot of the story and background and that sort of thing is kind of incorporated, like when you're breaking into computers and doing things like that. I cannot find a small window that really suits me. This is a problem. I want like a couple of little cute little windows up the top, something like that. Maybe we can have, no, stupid windows. So yeah, I have played Far Cry Primal, and I thought that was a great game. I enjoyed it. I did not finish it, but I did get quite deep in it. So it is something that I have actually gone fairly deep on. It's just, I didn't quite finish it, which is the story of my life when it comes to games. Man, are you a younger version of me in a hotter climate? I don't know if I'm in a hotter climate, and I don't know if I'm younger, but let's just say yes to both. Man, this best Sims game ever is one of the spin-offs on console, The Sims 2 Castaway. I think you wore out the discs on that one. I never got to play Sims on console. So, it's just one of those things where I wish I had that opportunity, because I know we've talked about the Sims busting out as well, which I know a lot of people enjoyed. I would love to have like kind of played those sorts of games. I think they sound really fun. Okay, there we go. But I never got the opportunity, sadly. I wish I had. But no, I played Sims 1 on PC, and I played a little bit of Sims 2 on PC, but I've got the original disc, but I did not fall in love with Sims 2 at that time. I loved Sims 1, and I played it a ridiculous amount at the time, but beyond that. And then, yeah, skipped to Sims 3, and then we got into Sims 4. And here I am, all that time later. Little old me here playing Sims 4. With you fine people. And that's sweet. Rule got me here. Back to you guys. Aww. Opting. Primal is actually one of my favourites. I don't generally recommend them unless you like list checking. I love list checking, Opting. Do you know how much I love having goals in games? I absolutely love having goals in games. Give me a goal and I'm there for it. I feel like The Sims 4 was a bit of an anomaly for me in terms of gameplay just because I love a list tick, and it doesn't really, I mean, besides like doing aspirations and jobs and having the tasks related to those, it doesn't really have that. And I feel like because what's going on there? Because once I discovered gameplay challenges and stuff, whoa, I'm in there. Yeah, that changed my whole perspective of playing The Sims 4, because I would sort of play for a little bit and then I'd get bored because, you know, I love goals, and I'm very goal orientated when I'm gaming. So, you know, give me those and I'm a happy little chappy. But without them, I just like, I get bored pretty easily. And that would be the case with The Sims 4 when I first started playing it, and didn't really understand there were challenges and things like that. I would do like a career, or I'd make a goal for myself, and then I'd just get bored. But yeah, give me some ticking of the lists, please. I love it. So even though I've played 3, 4, and 5 Primal, and you're playing New Dawn now, actually, you know what? I've played a little bit of New Dawn. I've completely forgot about that. But I have played a little bit of New Dawn. I remember if I was playing that through Game Pass or not, because we stopped doing Game Pass. It went up in price. Did you guys get that, like, that price hike with Game Pass? It's ridiculous. Like, I think it almost doubled in price, didn't it? Because I think it went up from, I don't even know how much it was, like 25 bucks or something like that a month. And it's gone up to like 40 bucks a month. So we're just like, nah, no to that, thanks very much. Unless we really need to play something on it, which we don't at the moment. Buy the Game Pass, because that's just well overpriced. Like, why would you pay that much? And then, you know, I'd rather pay for the game itself and own it and then play it wherever I like, rather than having to owe someone money every month to play a game. That's just my view on it, though. But yes, I have played, actually, I forgot completely that I played a tiny bit of New Dawn. I can't really remember how much or how far I got. I feel like I didn't get very far on it, because I don't remember it beyond the fact that I did play it. Because I only remember the fact that I played it because the other day I was cleaning out, I was having, you know, a little clean out on my PC, and I was uninstalling things. And, yeah. And I realized that I had New Dawn on there. And I was just like, oh, when did I play that? I'd completely forgotten that I'd had that installed on my computer and I'd played it. So I was sitting there, waiting to be played, and I hadn't played it. It's a sad story. Okay, look at us. We've still got 20,000 left. We've got a cute house. And we're going to keep using debug just to decorate and do some landscaping. And I think maybe next time around we can look at doing some interior decorating for it. Unless I end up, you know, doing that myself, I guess. It's entirely possible, because I might need to get this complete before I build again. We'll see how we go. We may or may not do the inside, but we'll definitely get the outside done. There are no hedges, but that's fine. We'll use those. And we're going to add some trees in. Oh, this pretty tree here with the blossoms. Isn't that gorgeous? Love it! Mancos, Sims 2 is good for chaos. Sims 3 is good for open world and drivable cars. And Sims 4 is an easier build mode. That's probably a good summary, I think. I didn't like I own The Sims 3, the base game. I don't own any DLCs for that, because I wanted to get the base game just to test it out and see whether or not I liked it, because I didn't play Sims 3. And I played it for about, I think, 20 minutes. Just to have a little play around, and I haven't quite gotten back since. But I did find, as soon as I got to the point where I was trying to do things, like I think I went to a stadium, and it was a rabbit hole kind of situation, and I was like, So yeah, I get the whole rabbit thing and why we have it, but I don't want to sort of really do a whole lot of activities that are just like down a rabbit hole. I think that's kind of boring to me. I prefer, like, you know, like getting in and being a lot more active with things, because I think that's the whole thing with storylines with me and that sort of thing, is that I want to be in there and playing the game. I don't want to be waiting for things to happen, if that makes sense. And I feel like that's just kind of reflective of the kind of game player I am. I'd rather be actively doing something than waiting for something to happen. So whether that's watching a story, storyline play out, or, you know, going down a rabbit hole and waiting for the Sims to come out of it. And I think that's the same whenever I'm playing The Sims 4. I prefer an active career over an inactive career because, you know, sending my Sims off for 8 hours or whatever, it's just kind of like, well, you know, twiddle my thumbs. Because I will more often than not play, if I'm playing for myself, play a one Sim household until I decide to have kids. So, you know, I think it's not so bad if you have, like, multiple Sims in your house and, you know, that sort of thing. You got some other things to do. But, yeah, I do get a little bit meh about rabbit hole things and things that just don't allow me to be particularly active, I guess. That's just the way I am. Right, how are we getting on? Oh, it's 11:10 already. Oh my gosh. Time is a-flying. I feel like I haven't accomplished much, but, you know, we kind of have. We're doing okay. I just got to work out where we're going to put the paths, because that's all going to be terrain paint. But the fact that we've still got 20,000 left to do the interior and a little bit more of the exterior isn't too bad. Da, 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 da. I think we'll get there with the budget. It's nice. Have a little bit of garden running around, maybe the outside there, and then we can have perhaps like another little area here. The kids... What if we could have like a little front yard area? I don't know how expensive the play equipment is. Obviously, we're not going to do like the jungle thing. The jungle gym, because that's expensive. But how much is the play equipment for the kids? Let's see. Lexus, hello. How are you? I run tube today. I'm good, thank you. How long will I be on for? I don't know. Probably another... Probably wrap it up about lunchtime, I'd say. So another 50 minutes, round about that. We'll get a little bit more done in that time, I reckon. Might even finish the outside entirely. I'm not going particularly fast today, but that's fine. Oh! How much will it be to do, like, the whole playground thing with Adventure Awaits? Hang on, let's see. Is this going to be expensive or not? Keeping in mind I still need to give beds and kitchens. Oh, $5.45. $5.30. $2.50. Oh. $400. Oh, it's going to be like thousands to do. You know what? I'm almost thinking, what if we just stopped doing the outside and we started working on the floor plan on the inside and get like the basics down before we start doing anything else? Because I feel like when you're working on a budget, that it's better to make sure you've got all the essentials before worrying about all the extras. And I feel like the outside stuff is all extras. And I can certainly fill the yard with like some, you know, debug plants and stuff. I mean, that's not a problem. But I feel like, you know, if we get inside and we do... Yeah, we do some floor plans and we get our basics in and work out what we're going to do there, then I'm going to have a better idea as to how much I've actually got to spend on all of the landscaping stuff, because it would be cool to have like a big playground for the kids. And the other thing that I do want to have, if I can afford it, is also a tree house, because the tree houses are really useful for the 100 baby challenge, because it gives you the opportunity to you know, sleep in there with the kids if you need to as well. So don't like all those floating things, but it is what it is. Lexus, you're tired. The baby got up at 4 and you just got him to bed. Oh, back down for a nap, hey? Poor baby. Poor mama too. Oh dear. Well, at least you know, maybe you could try and have a little bit of a nap for yourself if you get the opportunity. But I know it's a little hard when it's kind of the middle of the day and you've still got other things that you need to do as well. It gets a little difficult, doesn't it? That whole life balance thing that you have to go through when you're a mama. Okay, so deleting the internal walls got us another 2,000, although we're going to have to add some more internal walls. So let's figure out where the staircase is going, because the staircase is one of the most important things that we need to add in before we start doing anything else, because, you know, it's hard to work out where things go unless you have the staircase in place. Okay, windows over there. There we go. Right, so we have a staircase up here. Perfect placement, actually. Nap time for you too. Okay, go have a sleep and rest up, because I think sounds like you need it. Need that rest. We're not going to have fancy lights on this build. We're just going to have the basic saucer lights. It's just the reality of the budget. 50 simoleons versus something expensive, right? It's just the way the cookie crumbles down. Now, how are we going to do this? So I'd like that to be a chimney, if we can. I think perhaps we could have, like, this could be the door out, so we can have like a little living room, maybe kitchen, dining, and then we have the space out here, and then this could perhaps be a bedroom in here. Maybe this could be a nursery. It's quite handy to have a nursery down on the bottom floor, just because toddlers can't walk upstairs until they have movement level 2. So it's quite useful from that perspective to have toddlers on the ground floor and able to sort of walk around and do what they're going to do. We can have maybe perhaps like a little bathroom in there that's going to have a bath, toddler things, what have you. And so a bedroom. So this could be like the big nursery perhaps. Nursery. Yeah, maybe. So upstairs, what have we got? So we're going to have space up here. So we're going to have kids' room, I reckon, up here. So we'll put like some bunk beds perhaps in there. This could function as a bathroom. So it leaves us with space up here. I want to leave this open so that they can get out onto that balcony. So I reckon we could have another room running in through here. It's amazing how much walls really cut into a budget, right? Because we're down to under 20,000 now. And that could leave us with maybe another small bedroom running in through here. Or maybe this can be a bedroom and that can be a bathroom. That might work a little better. And we can bring that out through there, and that can be just like a weird long bedroom. It is what it is. And we can run another bathroom. 1, 2, 3. Potentially another bathroom in there. Actually, we can turn that into another bedroom if we need to. Okay. So that could work. Pigletish! Welcome in, my darling. How are you? Hello. How's my lovely Pigletish? How are you today? We are building a Mediterranean family home today. Isn't that exciting? I feel like that's fun. And it's for a 100 baby challenge. Not mine, strangely enough. It is for somebody else's. It's part of a collaboration that I'm in. Oh, you know the one. The Populate Planet Sims collaboration. So I'm building for that today. We're getting started on our Mediterranean home. Ooh, I like that stone. Ooh, oh, this one. Yes, with the warm sort of tones through it. Oh, this is perfectly Mediterranean. Hang on, I think I might change the outside of the house as well. How do we like the red tone coming through on this stone? Sorry, I'm just getting excited about something. I think I love this. I forgot about this Jungle Adventure tile and how gorgeous it is. Oh my gosh, I love you. Yeah. That makes me happy. Aw, Pigletish! We're at 8 months. Do you know what that means? It means that you're getting really tired and grumpy because the baby's going to be coming soon. And yeah, we're going to have our little baby pop out in in the next few weeks. that exciting? Thank you for resubscribing. I love that. I have this little analogy with my subscribers where I talk about how long how old we have a little baby together, and it's that's the subscription as our little baby, and how long we have together. Such a good tile, that one, right? Yes, and yeah, we're almost due. Can you believe it? We're almost to our due date. It's like wild, man. Can't believe it's come around so fast. Oh, we can do like a nice stone on the wall. Like, you know, a nice plaster would be quite cool. Pigletish, it's a little bit of a relief that it's not just me, actually. What, that likes the tile, or that's having a weird sort of baby analogy with with subscribers? Oh, we could go like, oh, what about the dark reds? Oh my gosh. Oh, I half love the... Okay, what do we think? Do we want to go bold, or do we want to go a little bit more neutral? I feel like you know, we can go like the real terracotta colors are kind of gorgeous. Pigletish, you're glad it's not just you that's been impregnated by me. Oh, it's an honor, really. It truly is. You love the terracotta personally? Like, so this color here, the darker red or the brown? I actually quite like the brown as well. The orangey brown is quite nice. Yeah, I really like that terracotta as well. It's quite funky. And that would just be for the main rooms. We'll do like a different colours in the bedrooms that are a little bit more of a personality thing for the kids. And I'm thinking maybe we could do like perhaps the Jungle Adventure tile in the bathrooms. You know, like that tile or something, because I love this tile. This tile is my fave. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2 bathrooms. Okay, what do we think? Do we need... This is for a 100 baby house. So we're going to have a main master bedroom for the baby mama, which I think is going to be this one here. And then we're going to have a nursery down here, because I feel like that's going to be the most practical place for it. And then that's going to have like a little bathroom off to the side. So do we need more bedrooms or more bathrooms? What's going to be better for 100 babies if you're caring for a lot of children? What do you think is going to be more effective? Now, I am someone who plays the 100 baby challenge, so I do have some experience with this, and I'm just having a think about it as to what's going to be the best. Because I feel like a lot of the time, kids want to use the bathroom at the same time. Ew, maybe we go that one. So maybe that's going to be better just to have an extra bathroom over a bedroom. You think bathrooms manned? Yeah, I'm thinking bathrooms as well. I feel like an extra bathroom is going to go a long way. And you can kind of lump kids in together when it comes to the bedrooms, because you can have your bunk beds and stuff. So I feel like, you know, having like, yeah, less bedrooms, more bathrooms, or, you know, an extra bathroom will be very helpful. So let's maybe do that. I agree. I think that's going to be, from a practical point of view, a little better for 100 baby challenge. Okay, let's get some doors in here. We're going cheap and cheerful. Oh my god, we've only got 17,000 left. Oh, working on a budget sucks, man. It sucks. It's hard work. Okay, do I want to go... I think that's a little too fancy for inside. I think we just want to go cheap and cheerful, simple panel door. And we have the bathroom around here and the bedroom through here. Bathroom door here and the bedroom door maybe in off the side. And then we can make this our little area for our fireplace. A little fireplace would be cute, right? But only a cheap one, because we can't afford an expensive one. And fireplaces, from what I remember, yeah, are fairly expensive. But we do want to heat the house so we keep the little babies, you know, our little babies warm. What's going to be appropriate? Oh, you know what the fireplace I want is the Jungle Adventure one. Oh, it's 1,800! Oh, and it's way too big. But how perfect would that be in this house? But 1800, or like the Desert Luxe one. Oh my gosh, that would be so good in there. And you could do like the terracotta color. Ah, 1800. Okay, we'll come back to that. We may not have fireplaces. It might be a little too expensive. Man, all else fails, you could use the garage for a sleeping bag bedroom or a tent in the backyard. Yeah, actually, that's not a bad idea. I completely forgot about the fact that we had the garage for things as well, so... I don't like that that's there, actually, to be honest. It's kind of irritating me. I think that would irritate me from a gameplay perspective if I had, like, something hanging in the middle of my field of vision when I was playing, so... We will yeet that. What can we do for flooring that's nice and cheap for a garage? Oh, construction quality concrete. That's free. There we go. And I think there's some really nice, like, yeah, like really earthy kind of wallpapers. Maybe. Tense canvas wallpaper. That's kind of more basement-y. I'll just use the same as on the inside. Boldly brushed. There we go. 48 simoleons, not too bad. Okay, so there's space there to put stuff in the garage if we need it. Maybe the teenagers can live in the garage. I don't know. We're going to find out. I'm not going to deny the fact that I have used the whole tents outside thing for my babies. It's an easy thing to do. Just like add in those, you know, those quick little tents so that so that you've got something for the kids to kind of use. And yeah, it's going to be all the cheapest things all the way through. 300 Invisi shower. I'm not going to add any extras at this point just because we are really working on that budget crunch. It's a budget crunch. Dun dun dun. Breaking news in Velvet's game. It's a budget crunch today. We are crunching that budget and making sure we don't go over it because we've only got 40,000. Much less than that. Actually, we only had 36,000 because I think I took money off for the fact that we had to buy... Did I take the money off for that? I can't remember. We had to buy the property, you know? The land needed to be purchased. So that was a thing. Unfortunately, you still had to buy the land, right? So I can't remember if I took that off or not, though. That's the thing. So we definitely need a bath and somewhere in the house. The bath is important because babies need to be... Well, they don't need to be. I know this. You can put them in the sink, but it doesn't clean them as well as a bath. So I prefer, when at all possible, with child babying stuff, that we have an actual bath. I wonder if I could have a shower there. I reckon we could possibly fit that in there, maybe right by the bath. I mean, ideally, I'd like to make like a proper wet room and stuff for it, and we can like you walk in and you have a proper wet room. But the reality of the situation is I can't afford the wall. As it is, I've probably got too many walls, so I might have to reduce down. I don't know. We'll see how we go. We'll see how we go. Did I delete the underside of those stairs? Oh, I did. Okay, good. Phew. Always got to delete those undersides of the stairs. You've done it as well, man. Yeah. Do you need the door to go outside from the nursery? Oops, sorry, I banged my mic there. Technically, no, I don't. It's not a very expensive door, but let's just add in a window instead. So technically, no, I don't. There we go. So cute little nursery. Let's get a wallpaper for that. Oh, what about... Just thinking something that's cheap. Cheap and cheerful. Cheap and cheerful. I can only spend a maximum of 2 simoleons on my wallpapers. So anything that's more than 2 simoleons is out of the running. We could maybe do like the cute little owl one. It doesn't really suit the house. Nursery. And we can go like that for the nursery. I mean, that could be cute. You're thinking the toddlers might escape. Haha, you are not wrong. They probably would. I think you're right about that. Also, I need a door to go in here. This is going to be a struggle street. Now, beds. So what I'm going to do is this is going to be like a little bit of a mixed room, just because it's going to be the nursery. And the thing is, I know from the 100 Baby Challenge that you go through things very rapidly. Bassinet's 150. Okay. So, you know, we're going to have 3 bassinets because you can have triplets, right? We're going to need 3 cots. It's the best way to do that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to fit all 3 cots in here. It's going to be a bit of an ass, so maybe we can have like a couple of each. Well, I think 3 bassinets actually might be the way to go. And then a couple of toddler beds. You're just going to have to rotate when people go to bed. It's just the reality of the situation. I might have to change the colour of these, but... the other thing is we can have the, you know, the infant thing? Because quite often the Sims will just put the infants down on these little infant things, these infant mats. And they'll just sleep on there a lot of the time. So I feel like you can kind of get away with that stuff. Have you paid for the flower boxes, or are they from debug and free? Those are debug. So fortunately those are free. Otherwise I'd get rid of those. So the plants that I've used so far, these ones and these ones are actually free. Yeah, all the plants I've used are actually free. So no money to be made there. You're watching that budget tick down, right? And it's just like, it's scary stuff. Which you're right about that. It is pretty scary. I'm also thinking I might go like maybe a yellow. Just sort of that neutral sort of theme, I think, with the bedroom. And maybe we use like a different tile in here in terms of the colour. Perhaps we go like a little lighter. Or a carpet. A carpet might be quite nice in here just because of the kids. So that's a possibility as well. Although, ugh. I don't know. I don't know if I want to go that way. Well, I might throw some rocks. Yeah, she's trying to save me some money. Thank you. I do appreciate that. I might be able to get rid of like some of the windows perhaps. But I have done like, I've deleted the underside of the stairs and all that sort of thing. It's just a fairly large house that's going to have like, you know, a full household of 8 in it. So I'm not really... Okay, we only need really 1 toddler thing. So let's put that on a little angle there. And we'll do... Oh, sorry, infant thing. I'm not going to be able to afford curtains. I would love to be able to afford curtains, but I really just can't. Which is a sad state of affairs, but hey, that's the challenge, isn't it? Building this all on a budget. I'm just wondering whether or not we go like a softer stone in here, but I don't know if there's anything. See, it gets a little bit too light and bright. Kind of like the colour of the... I'll just go white. I kind of like the colour of the terracotta, just adding this like little pop of brightness in there, and maybe we could do... Yeah, what have we got? I know there's debug rugs available. So shall we see what we've got? Oh yeah, we have this one from the Nifty Knitting pack. So we can go down like that, and I know it's white, which isn't ideal, but it is free, so that's a bonus. Have we got any other rugs? I know there's other rugs, but it's not necessarily easy to dig up because you kind of got to go right through debug to be able to find them. I'm gonna say I feel like businesses and hobbies might have had some free ones. Let me just double check that, because I feel like businesses and hobbies might have. Let me think. Who else had some free? Oh, we got some free art. Ooh, free art. Is it free art? No, it's not free art. Darn. I was hoping it was free, but nope. No such luck. Art is the least of my worries at this point. Okay, not gonna add rug. Which other ones have free debug rugs? Does anybody know off the top of their head which packs have free debug rugs? I know I've seen them, but just for the life of me, I can't think of which packs they are. But I don't know if they're free rugs or they do have because some of the debug items sometimes do have a cost to them as well. It's not that. So it's just a matter of finding it. Which one it is. It was one of the more recent packs, but it's just which one is it. I think. Could be wrong. I could be wholly imagining it too, so that's the thing. Oh, see, like the little rugs. I don't really want to pay for rugs if I don't have to. That's basically the nuts and bolts of it. Yeah. Okay, we'll come back to that. But we got a free rug, so that's something. And what else do we need? We need a diaper changing table in here somewhere. So what if we move those guys around there and we go to a changing table? And which is that's just the cheapest. So let's go that one. And maybe these can move along. And this can sit along here, and we'll get like our little diaper changing table. That's kind of weird. Trying to fit everything in this one space. It's not the easiest, but it is what it is. We will make it work. We will make it work. So how much is a diaper? Okay, 100. We can afford that. Diaper changing station, and then inside there, or we can pop that one in the middle of here, perhaps. So if we scale that up to 1.5. Oh, it's not going to be scaled. Darn. Okay. Alright. That one's not going to be scaled, so it is what it is. But we can maybe stack it as an idea. Cable knit rug. And I might be able to find some things later on that we can add to that. You know, that sort of thing there. And maybe a little chair in here as well for just those moments where you want to sit down with the kids, or the kids want to sit down. One of the two. Because, the toddlers and stuff quite often like to sit down and eat their meals and stuff. Because they won't sit at they won't sit at a... Oh, spending money on this stuff, I know. The knitting pack has free rugs. Yes, I got the knitting pack ones, and you're right, there is a baby one as well. You're absolutely right on that one. It's this one, baby's first rug, this one here. Don't like the colour on it. We'll come back to that. I think there's definitely some other rugs around the place as well. Oh, like Laundry Day. Laundry Day, I think, has a free rug. This one here. Oh, no, it's not free. Yeah, there's something that's like a debug one, or there's a debug one of that. Let's have a quick look. Because I thought there's like a version of this. Maybe it's like Eco Lifestyle or City Living, perhaps. I don't know. There's a version of this from a different pack. And at least I think there is. That is available, and I'm pretty sure it's free. But again, I'm just going off vague memories. Like, I don't have the knowledge of debug that I do of some, of the regular packs, because I don't use it as much. So it's just like vague memories. I know I've seen it, but what have I seen it in? Well, that's the question. I don't know the answer to that. City Living. But it's amazing what is hidden away in debug sometimes, right? Oh well. I'll have another look later. I can always add to this, add, you know, debug stuff to the house a little bit later on when I do bits and pieces, like tidying it all up, you know, as you do. Always like, you know, after I've finished a build on stream, I always go in and tidy it up because, you know, sometimes what your stream brain does is not what my normal brain does. As you do. So, now I'm not going to be able to fit in my regular, well, will we be able to? Okay, let's see how we go with a regular kitchen. So we're going cheapest possible items because, you know, we can always upgrade. That's the thing. Like, I feel like we can always upgrade. That's the bottom line of it when we're doing, you know, things on a budget. Can always upgrade. I'm not going to use the used items, which are a little bit cheaper, just because I think that'll be a little bit nicer to have, you know, non-used items as such. It's going to be good without going too expensive. Oh, maybe we could use the parenthood counters. Yes. Oh, a little touch of black, maybe? That might be quite nice. We're not going to use upper counters. Upper counters are purely decorative and in this instance a little bit of a waste of money for us. Ugh, that with the brass, that could work. And I'm thinking in a 100 baby house, I feel like dishwashers are a little bit of an essential because you don't want to be spending ages washing dishes when you're a baby mama. So okay, so let's just go with, that's a bit of a kitchen. I will add to this. Again, it's just like, let's get the basics down and then we will add to it from there. So what are the basics? So we know that we're going to need the beds, we're going to need the bathrooms, we need the kitchen and dining. What other essentials do you think we need beyond that for a 100 baby house? Have you got any other ideas or suggestions that you would like to throw in there? I am very open to hearing them. We'll get all those basics down and then we'll go from there. But yeah, is there anything else that you think would be quite handy? I was thinking the treehouse from Growing Together. I thought that might be quite handy to have. What if we went like blacks and just as a little bit of a contrast? I love the Parenthood pack for building. It's a really nice pack for building. Just random aside. Hoping they had the matching chair with the black and the terracotta. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we did the high chairs. High chairs! Thank you very much. A couple of high chairs. Don't mind if I do. I don't know. Do I want to go black or do I want to go brown? I'm thinking browns, really, right? Browns might be a little bit less harsh, a little bit more warmer. And I feel like, you know, the Mediterranean sort of styles really do lend themselves to being quite warm. So we've got a nice little dining area there. And in theory, I can put some artwork up. Mancurse chess table, because once they get their logic mental skill up, they do their homework faster. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. I feel like we could definitely get away with that. I feel like we can afford that. I need some cheap artwork. Cheap artwork, please. Or we could go like the free pictures on the wall. That's always a good alternative, right? And then they can put like pictures of the kids on there. That'd be quite nice. There we are. Beautiful. And again, I probably need another rack under there. But man, I want to change that oven and fridge so much. But there ain't going to be no clutter, so it is what it is. I think we can actually fit in and hopefully afford a breakfast bar as well, so the kids can kind of sit there and do their homework and have something to eat as well if they want to do that. Because there's kind of the space, and I don't think we're spending too much money on it, so I think it should work. And let's go... Ooh. That with the white maybe. And then it's got the black, yeah. Oh god, I don't want to change this. Maybe that'll look better in black. Oh yeah, that works better. In the black, and then we've got like kind of the browns. So we've got our kitchen area there. And that leads into a little breakfast bar area, and we've got dining upstairs, and then we go into our nursery, which I'm not in love with at this point, but we can come back to that. And in theory we have a fireplace, so then we need a little coat area. So I'm going to splash out on the Grange Mudroom Kit. The Grange Mudroom Kit, and 90 simoleons on our little hanging thing right by the door, and a little shoe rack. Splashing out on some clutter. I mean, I'm wild like that. Look at that. Look at me go, and we can actually add in perhaps a little console table. I don't know why I'm doing this. I know I still need to buy beds, but I'm still doing it anyway. I'm a crazy lady. Crazy lady. Doing the crazy things. Like adding in unnecessary clutter. Terrible. Okay. Unnecessary clutter. Now that we've got that done, let's have a little... Oh, we could have like a little love seat nook. So that Mama can have like a little romantic maybe moment here in a little love seat. That could work. Maybe not that colour. Probably nothing too expensive either. Oh, that with the... no, too much orange. What should our colour... What about if we had blue as our colour contrast throughout this? Because, you know, you still need like another colour to contrast. You can't just have all oranges and browns. So I'm thinking maybe the blue, because we've got blue on the scarf. We can do blue on the couch. And in theory, I would have blue rugs. So that could work. Let's have... like, so that's like a little love nook. And then we can have like a slightly bigger version. So Seasons does have a 3-seater, I believe, as well. So that actually works out quite nicely. Yes, it does. Although that has green cushions on it, which is not ideal. I don't really want to bring the green in. Okay. Okay. Change of plan on the long one. Let's just see what our blue options are. Blue. And again, nothing too expensive is the way we're going. Oh, that love seat's even cuter. Well, let's do that instead. That's a cuter love seat. And it's designed for love. We love. Okay, 3-seaters. How much are we spending? 400 odd simoleons. I think we can get like some really nice, decent, cheap beds. So, you know what? We've still got a decent amount of money. I think we might even be able to afford things like rugs and what have you. So that's kind of like a brighter blue. I kind of want to match that if I can. So we could go like that with the brighter blue from Parenthood. It'll coordinate more, I think, once I get like rugs and things like that in there. But... you know, you can sort of see where we're going with it. Parenthood. Is there a coffee table? Okay. Dark brown. No. I think the brown's off on that. Yeah, I want a darker brown. A darker brown, please. So that's not going to be the answer. Perhaps. You know what? I really love this Get Famous coffee table. It doesn't have a dark brown, unfortunately, but I love the fact that it's got, like, you know, your 2 heights. I know you can also do, like, nesting thing with coffee tables, which is fun. But I do really just love that coffee table as a design thing. It's just pretty. What can I say? It's just pretty. Maybe we could go, like, this cheaper, darker colour there, because that kind of has a blue on it. We can nest it together like that. Woo! Look at that. Maybe? Put like a little coffee table. I feel like we can get away with something bigger though, so maybe not that for that. I think that would like work really nicely in a tiny space, but we've got a decent amount of space to fill. So I don't think we want to go super tiny. I wonder if you could have like a little divider What's the businesses and hobbies one under? Businesses and hobbies. I want you to show me your things. Okay, it's not under that. What you under? You know the little dividers from businesses and hobbies? If they're not too expensive. Oh, swings are like 800. 85, so these partitions. What if we had that like kind of sticking out like that and be like, you know, making the assumption that this is a... Okay, we might have to do half and half there. There we go. And I think that would look cute with a cute plant in front of it, if we can afford that. I feel like we can. We're gonna. You know, and then we've got like a nice secluded nook, and then we've got like our little lounge area, all of the stuff. Okay, I feel like that's the basics of the downstairs. Kind of dumb. We got our nursery, which looks like trash, which needs fixed up. We'll get back to that. And then, what have we got in the upstairs bedrooms? So this is long and narrow. Just notice the plant's kind of sticking through a wall a little bit, so I'm just going to readjust. Readjust. Okay, that's better. So this is just going to be maybe a teenager space or something like that. I don't know. We'll let them decide what they're going to do in this with these rooms, but at least we've got some cheap bed options. The horse ranch beds are always like really nice designs and also cheap. They're not great beds. They're not going to get a whole lot of rest on them, but maybe we can be a little bit thoughtful about this. The best, cheapest bed that we have is a locked item, which is the Solitary Sleeper, which is 344 in terms of the energy and relief, and it's only 270 simoleons. There's also the Groovy Grandma bed, which is 430 energy, stress, and discomfort 455. So I feel like this bed is probably the best single bed from a cheap person's point of view to put into this house or into this room. And yeah, I feel like that's a nice cheap option. We've got our bathroom sorted out. So in here, I think this is going to be our mama's room. So this definitely needs a double bed because, you know, they need a little double bed for woohoo action. It's just important. So there is a bigger version of that Groovy Grandma one, which is this one here, the Cozy Bundled Double. Energy, stress relief, and discomfort 555. It is quite nice to have a good bed when you're a baby mama and you need the rest. So I feel like, you know, that's not a bad bed to have. It's kind of worth the investment, if you know what I mean. So that gives us a double bed for Rumpy Pumpy. And we have a whole nursery, which is your infants, toddlers, and newborns sorted out. So we just basically need some space for the kids. I'm half thinking, let's get rid of this, actually, now that I've done this. And maybe we put some bunk beds in here. Because the way that I'm thinking about it, you're going to have probably a lot of the time 3 to 4 kids in the house at one time. So I feel like it's reasonable with a 100 baby house to have space for 4 kids. Yeah, practically thinking space for 4 kids is probably ideal. If we have, which I think we do, if we have the space, which I think we do. I mean, the budget for it. So it's just a matter of where to put this bed, because our space options are extraordinarily limited. I think where I had it might have been the best place. And maybe we can sit like a little desk in here if we have the, which I think we do. I think we're actually doing okay on budget. We're just not going to have those nice extras, you know, that you sometimes have. Well, more often than not have in a house. Like, you know, you have those nice little extras. We're just simply not going to have that. But that's okay. It's okay that we don't. So we'll go with the light wood, and then we can have a little chair in there, and that should be a nice sort of study nook, because the kids are going to need that. I don't know what colour chair I need, but I'm going to shove one there and we can just change it. 135, 30. Okay, let's go with 30 simoleons. And I need some wallpaper, so I'm thinking probably blue. At this point, maybe? Blue might be quite nice. Let's go with that. And I was thinking like we could put the chess table outside on that balcony. That could be a nice little feature on that balcony, because we're not going to have a lot of stuff outside. We really aren't, and that's just the reality of the budget. We need some wallpaper, and again, we are not spending more than 2 simoleons on the wallpaper. I would love to be able to add curtains. That is not the reality of our situation, however. Curtains are far too expensive for what we're going to be able to afford, so I'm sorry, curtains, but you are not happening. I would say. I would be very surprised if I can afford curtains at the end of this. I'm not going to be able to afford computers either. And wardrobes, probably not. Maybe? Okay, what's the cheapest wardrobe? Let's have a wee look. Thumbkin's Child's Dresser, or 240 for the modular actually isn't too bad. So we can probably pop that in there. And have a little mirror as well. And that should look, you know, fairly reasonable. Again, no clutter. I'd like to say there's going to be clutter, but there really is not going to be clutter. But you know what? That could work. So let's put our chess table outside. Again, I'm just going with the cheapest possible option. And I think we'll do a little bit in dark brown, because that's going to match our contrast color. And I'll do it on an angle right in the middle, because it takes up space then. And we want to take up as much space as we possibly can at this point. And again, just using a nice cheap chair. Not great for getting their rest back up, but at least it's better than nothing. You got a wardrobe with a changing table, isn't there? Is there? I don't think so. I know there's a trick that you can do to do a faux changing table on top of a wardrobe. But I'm not familiar with a wardrobe that has a changing table with it. No, there is a trick to do like a faux one, but I don't think there's going to be any practical use to that at this point. But if there was one, that would be fantastic. So then we could put that down in the, you know, down in the nursery. That would be awesome for that. I wouldn't mind that at all. Okay, we need a second lot of bunk beds, because we're doing the bunk bed thing. And what about we go Dream Home Decorator? And maybe not a colour that is... What about the yellow? You know what? I don't know that I use these... Oh my gosh, these bunk beds very often. But oh boy, I should. Look at them. They're so pretty and decorative. Oh my. And then we can add in the yellow. Ooh, it's so pretty. So I reckon we could probably slip in maybe a little wardrobe in here. Look at this. Like that one there in the white and light brown, because that matches what we've got. I mean, it's stylistically it's not the same, but you know. It works and it's cheap. It's 300, not super cheap. So we've got a wardrobe and we've got the bunk bed, so we probably just need a little dresser and some wallpaper in here. And I think that'll be the basics of that room. And then we'll see how that kind of leaves us. Oh, what if we use the Grange? Probably a little too old for that. We want something cutesier. Do that with the... Yep, vintage camp wallpaper. Nah. The changing table that's in the nursery, doesn't that double as a wardrobe, or is that only infants and toddlers you can plan outfits on? I don't know. Let's see. You can plan outfits, but you can't change outfits. So that's interesting. I don't ever do that on them, to be fair. Normally I just don't bother putting changing tables in because it takes longer than just like, you know, turning the baby around and the diaper coming off. Which is, yeah, the way I like to change my diapers and stuff in the game. But Yeah, you can plan outfits, but you can't change outfits as an adult. So I feel like it's okay. I think we can afford. Well, can we? Can we afford? I think we might be just about done on the inside. I want to try and get like a little bit on the outside. I don't think we can afford a pool, unfortunately. I would love to say we could afford a pool, but I think the answer is we cannot, sadly, afford these things. It is what it is. It's a sad day indeed. Yeah. No, it's good to know these things because I get curious about those as well. So I'm glad you asked. It's always interesting to know because, you know, you don't really know until you sort of think about it and ask the question and you're like, well, hang on. Does this, I think that works better. The wallpaper was all wrong. You know, does this work or does this not work? It's always interesting to know. Okay, so I just need a wallpaper in Mama's room. And I think that's as much as I'm going to get out of the house at this point. I feel like we've got some good basics. But it is definitely not as complete as I would normally like to have a house. Just because I would love to add more clutter and more things. And this is why I struggle with houses under 100,000. Because I like to add all the things. You know? All the things. I like to have them. What sort of wallpaper should we... I mean, it's hard to know what sort of... Because I don't really know what the style is of the mama that's going to be in here. So that's the other thing is like I'm just kind of guessing. I guess if they want to change it, they can change it to however they like stylistically. That'll suit the mama. Because, you know, quite often when you build these houses for yourself, you know what style it needs to be because you know the personality of the mother that's going in there. Like in my 100 baby challenge at the moment, the baby mama she's macabre and I think I can't remember the other traits, but I know she's definitely macabre and she's kind of got that life and death vibe about her. Because I think when I originally created my baby mama for the 100 baby challenge, we were deep into, or life and death had just sort of come out. And when I actually do the traits and stuff for my baby mamas, they're actually always randomly generated. So I don't actually get to choose those. So it just happened at the time. Life and Death had just come out and she happened to get the macabre trait. And also at the time, I didn't know which baby was going to be the baby mama going into the next generation because I didn't know when my baby mama at the time, the previous one, was going to age up. So, you know, it's quite interesting from that perspective. There we go. That, yeah, I didn't know which traits my next generation of, you know, parent would be for that challenge. So, you know, I obviously I play my 100 baby challenge rags to riches as well. So I had the added thing of the fact that I needed to add money. I mean, make money as well. So yeah, you have to make that money. So I kind of like very much built my baby house as I went along. Like I didn't have, you know, enough money for quite a long time in that sense. So it was kind of a bit of a work in progress situation as far as the baby house went. So I never really had the opportunity to build one just like I'm building today where, you know, you're all in out, you know, you just go in on the X amount of money and kind of make it work. In this instance, it was just, oh man, I hate how they do that. Like the, you know, the flooring kind of goes in on an angle. There is a fix coming out on Tool for the grid, but I don't know if it fixes the terrain paint. I'm very curious to see that. So that's in early access at the moment with Twisted Mexi is the whole on an angle thing. I just saw the notification for that this morning. But it is early access, so I haven't got it as yet. But I will update that when I get that Tool update because I'm really intrigued whether or not it does fix this whole issue with things on the angle and the way that it just looks kind of weird because it's on just like a really weird angle with terrain paint. It's a bit of a one. Man curse, you use MCCC. Did I say the right amount of C's? I think I did. So I don't use them to change the outfit. Yeah, I more often than not, I'll just like shift click because you can just shift click on the Sims and like do your outfit change from that, and that's how I often do it as well. It's just like it's so much easier than having to worry about anything, you know, anything else when it comes to changing it. So I very rarely use wardrobes as well for exactly the same reason. I'm not going to be able to afford play equipment, I think. This is going to be a bit of a sad exterior. It's going to be sad, but we'll do as much as we can with our 2,000. I'm gonna try and spend all of the money. I should probably put the grid on. I think that might be a little easier. There we go. So I'll do like a little garden of some description. I think, you know, like your cacti and stuff. Like that makes sense for Mediterranean, does it? No, not really Mediterranean. Like it's the grasses. Okay. So let's go packs, wedding stories. What have we got available to us for debug? Turn it on first. It might help. And debug, live edit. Here we go. Oh, also I wanted to add some more grapes to the exterior if I could. Oh. It's not a great deal of options, is there? No real bushes. Okay. Base game. What else has been used around the place? Grasses. I might actually do horse ranch of all things. Oh, you know what? The other thing that's actually quite Mediterranean is Love Struck. Let's have a wee look at that. Love Struck might have some useful things because that's kind of like that Spanish kind of influence, you know, that sort of world. So, in theory, in theory, that's a fail. Okay, let's go horse ranch. I feel like that might have a good mix of things to go with this. Man, because I do that with shell challenges and in my own legacy challenge. Every generation starts with only enough money for the plot of land, and any family funds goes into savings for the 100th gen. Ooh, that's a cool idea. 100th gen though. I still think it's wild that you've gone 100 gens, going into 100 gens with that. Woof. That seems like so many generations. But amazing though. Amazing. I don't know. What other bushes have we got? Okay, that's not working for me. Let's go base game, and we're going to try and replicate what we've got out here. Try and match the world around us. So we've got some of the lavender. Oh, what if we did like the lighter colored lavender? That could work. Yeah, I love playing rags to riches. I find money is generally too easy to make in The Sims 4, so I prefer to go like rags to riches just because it adds that, you know, that little extra challenge, I feel like, to the game, and it just, yeah, it makes it a little harder, and I prefer that in a game. It's a little bit harder and more challenging to play, so I feel like that's why I kind of go that route over, you know, just letting my money, you know, ride over. That's how I prefer to play. And yeah, so each generation starts ranked. It just means that more often than not, my houses are trash piles when it comes to gameplay. I'm well aware of it. It's just, I will generally, you know, change over generations before I get to the point of fixing up the house that oh no, I'm not paying money for things. Landscaping, I want free stuff, not, oh, just get rid of base game. Yeah, so the thing is, like, because I play a lot of challenge gameplay stuff for games, yeah, it's usually the case of I will change the generation before I get around to actually having enough money to, you know, build a really nice house for my Sims. So, RIP to nice houses for my Sims. They just don't get them. So, sorry, Sims. I do apologize for that. So this is just going to be one of those houses where there is plenty of room to grow into. Alright. Alright. That's just the dealio with this house. maybe I should do... Oh, see, I'm always a little hesitant about the rocks because these rocks kind of cost money. Although it's only 4 simoleons, so it's not so bad. Also, these rocks that we got with Enchanted by Nature, how they kind of, you know, are in a nice line. How amazing are these? For like, you know, going around the outside of gardens and things like that. Oh, I love that. Just like simple little things like that are so useful in the game, I gotta say. That's why I want like a building kit or building pack of some sort where it just has like things like this that is, you know, really good for just random things to allow you more creativity with the game. Although I guess as it is, it forces creativity, doesn't it? So that's not a bad thing either. Man, you've done it in The Sims 3. Oh, really? Ooh. Was it good? Was it a good challenge? Out of curiosity. How did it go? Dun, dun. Okay, we've got like a little bit of rock there. A little bit of rock there. I won't crowd it too much. I think I'll just do like a pretty simple kind of garden thing. And make it look just pretty and simple. And also free. Thank you, Debug. We definitely love that debug. Free stuff. Today, anything free is a winner for me. Kind of want, you know, like yellows and real, yeah, like the peachy kind of tones. Slightly earthier. Match the house. Okay. So we've got a cute little garden. They can do stuff in the front yard. So we'll do some terrain paint just lightly, or just a brush stroke there. Under the trees. I should probably finish those gardens off that I started. And I'll try and add in a little bit of seating on the outside. Got 2,000 left. What else would be cheap on the outside that we could add that the kids could play on? I definitely want to have something that the kids can play on. Like, I'd love to have a toddler slide, because those are really useful for getting the movement skill up. What else? Monkey bars are great for the movement skill for the older kids. So I feel like if we can get a toddler slide in and monkey bars, then we'll be doing pretty well. And everything else would just have to be added as they kind of go along, I feel like, at this point. Man, if I can get OBS and my game to work at the same time, I'm thinking about coming back to streaming and you can restart your Legacy Challenge. Ooh, that would be awesome. I'd love to watch you play that. That sounds like a lot of fun. But yeah, it's a case of like getting everything to work, right? Because I know OBS can be, I don't know, it can be a little bit heavy going on the system, can't it? Just depending on your settings and that sort of thing, you'd probably have to, yeah, consider that. But, ooh, that could be fun. A lot of fun. Bit of streaming, you know? And show off that legacy. Because, I mean, I can't even believe you've, like, got this 300... Oh, no, not 300. 100 long legacy challenge. 100 generation long legacy challenge. Like, the whole thought of that is just like, oh my gosh. I haven't even ever finished a 10 generation legacy challenge, so the idea of like going 100 is just like, wow. You know what we can do with the garage is we can just put a car in it and nothing else. It's gonna fill the space, all right? And then there we go. I got a car in there, and maybe we can have like a little pickup truck coming out there. It's a two car household. And I'm thinking we can add in just a little, like, it's a little natural touch doing this. But we can add in, like, a little bit of grass, a grass tuft coming out around, like, you know, little bits around the base of the fence. Not the dry, I want a nice green grass, but that sort of a vibe. You know, like the little, like it's a, maybe they've missed doing a bit of, I think I really need something smaller. You know, missed a bit with the lawnmower. Oh my gosh, how amazing would it be if we could mow the lawn in The Sims 4? Like, you could have, like, you'd want to have it optional, so you could turn it on or turn it off. There we go, that's what we want. But, yeah, being able to mow the lawns in this, ugh, I don't like that one, in The Sims 4 would be really cool. I feel like, you know, sometimes it just feels like you need like some sort of, you know, a little bit more activity on the outside. And I feel like something like that would be really quite fun to be able to do. Although, no, saying that, I think I would enjoy something like that because I actually, despite the fact I complain about dust and dust bunnies and all that sort of thing, I actually really enjoy the fact that we do have the option to have vacuuming in the game. So, you know, I really do feel like that's something that I enjoy as an aspect in the game, just because it is that sense of realism. And I know a lot of people do like to have a lot more realism in their game. Like, I don't go super realistic in my game, any game that I do, but in the sense of, you know, vacuuming, I actually quite enjoy that as a realism factor in the game that I can kind of get into. You know, like, you do have to clean your house, sadly. I mean, I'm not happy about it, but I do have to clean my house. And it's a whole thing. Man, then you can show people how to do it, as I'm finding it hard to write it down so people can understand. Yeah, I think it's really hard to translate sometimes what's in your brain into something that is understandable by other people. And I feel like that's, you know, that comes down to, yeah, translating it from brain into something readable. It's not always the easiest thing to do, and I think that's why writing itself is such a challenging thing to accomplish. Like, you know, being able to translate the vision that you have in your brain into something that is readable and understandable by people, and is, you know, it is something that, you know, does work as a story as well. Like, on top of that, it's just like, wow, crazy times. And I'm someone who does write, so I know how hard it is, because it's not easy. Just, you know, you get frustrated because oh, yes, that's perfectly inside. You get really frustrated with the fact that you can't you might not be able to, like, word it in a way that you're happy with and that makes sense, you know? So, yeah, I get that frustration. I understand that frustration, and I have that frustration myself as someone who does enjoy writing. I do sort of understand the process can be a challenge, for sure. So, yep, 100% get that. Not the easiest thing to do. Oh my gosh. It's kind of a little shadowy, but I think we can work with that. It's The Sims 4 that gave me the idea for 100 Gen, as it is in the achievements. Oh, is it? See, I've never gotten to the point where I've achieved that. Like, I can't even imagine like paying 100, you know, generations. That's just wild to me. But, you know, maybe one day, hey? Maybe one day. That's a cool, yeah, it's like, you know, I may as well like get an achievement and, you know, accomplish an amazing, you know, generational legacy as well. I mean, that sounds like fun. Why not? 2 birds, 1 stone. So we're doing okay there. I'm just like searching through debug for free things that I can use, but also I was looking for something specific which I have currently forgotten. Oh, well, maybe we could put some kids' bikes in, and they could like get their movement skill up with that as well. Ooh, yeah, I can shove some bikes in because I don't think they're too expensive. Man, in Sims 3, they found that every 20 gens, you had to move to a different world to stop the bugs, but other than that... Oh, really? Interesting. I need to fix that path up. The path is dreadful, but we can do that. I found a free rug! I found a free rug! Life and Death has a free rug. Yes! Excellent. Does it have colours? No. It kind of works with the room anyway, so that's fine. I found a free rug. Yes. Oh, maybe that would be better under the dining table. Hang on. Look at that. And it matches the room. Free rug! I knew I'd find one eventually. I knew they were there. I just couldn't remember which freaking pack it was. I wonder if this works, this coffee maker. No. Oh, there's a free coffee table. Hello, free coffee table. Oh, and we saved ourselves 108 simoleons. Thanks very much. Can you put... Oh, and there's another free rug. Oh, okay, so life and death is the place of free rugs. So we've learned that today because I was looking for them. And I have found them. But I just didn't think it was life and death. Or yeah, anyway. We got there in the end. So look at this. Woo! And it matches our bed. Genius! Man curse. I've written a book, so you'd think I would be able to write down my challenge down, but it's not happening. Fair enough. Sometimes it just doesn't, right? I get that. What sort of book did you write? Curious. I have written romances and young adult fantasies. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we found some rugs. I'm happy. So I sort of write like an assortment of things, but mainly romance and sort of fantasy sort of style is the main gist of what I write. It's gonna float, isn't it? Will it stick on a cube? Let's find out. Oops. No. Okay, it's not gonna work. Right. Yeah, so writing is hard. I think that's the moral of the story, right? Writing is hard. Oh, look at these cushions. Oh, man. These are quite handy. Like, if you wanted to have, like, some cushions at the end of a bed or something like that. These flat cushions. I mean, don't really have space for them in there. But, yeah, very handy. It's always, I always get distracted in debug because I look at all the things and think, oh, I have to remember this. I never remember it. But I get distracted and, like, look at all the cool things. And if anyone can actually remember what I was looking for, that would be great. I can't actually remember what I was looking for originally. It was something. But do you think I remember? Or maybe we could do like a cute little seating area under here. If there was different colours that would be useful. We might find a different coloured one at some point. That'll remind me to look. And we could have like another little seating area maybe under here. Cute. Little things like that. I mean, anything we can find in debug that'll just add to the decoration of the house and make it look like it's got something going on. That would be great. Yeah, what was I looking for? I know I'm going to add bikes, and if someone could remind me that I'm going to add bikes, that would be great, because I will forget. But there was something else I was going to look for. Oh, those are not going to be usable, unfortunately, but they look good. I wonder if we could use that. Okay, so I'm going to try and get monkey bars, and we're trying to get toddler slides. I do wonder, I don't think we're going to afford a barbecue outside. We might be able to afford a picnic table. I don't know what else we kind of want outside at this point. I just feel like anything, I was thinking about doing a raised platform, but the reality is if I do like a raised platform thing, I'm going to be paying for stairs. And at this point in time, I do not want to be paying for stairs because, again, it's just like another expense that I don't really want. Because I want to be able to add in my little bits and stuff for the kids and like a little bit of seating. I genuinely wish I could remember what I was looking for. I feel like I know I'm going to know it when I see it, but debug fireplace. I wonder if that works. Purely decorative. Alright. Sad. Sad. Okay. It's enough trolling through debug. Let's see. Pergola? Shade? Let's see if we can add in our kids stuff and then we'll go from there. Da, 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 da. So we need a toddler slide and we need monkey bars. So that's what we're aiming for, and then we're going to see how much money we've got left for seating. And maybe a picnic mat would be cute. I really don't think we're going to be able to afford a proper playground. We'll see. Toddler, I think the toddler slide is kind of essential. And if we could get, how much we got? 500. That's our cheapest one at the moment. 500 for that one. Okay, cheapest monkey bars, 835. Let's see. 340 for that swing's actually not bad. That's not a bad price at all, I think. How much are the base game monkey bars? Are they more expensive? 925. Monkey. Where are the base game ones? Are they not called monkey bars? Oh, 845. Okay, they are more expensive than life and death ones. Interesting. So if we add in like some monkey bars, and we've got like a cute little toddler slide and swing set. The swing set technically isn't really necessary, but you know, it's a bit of fun. Maybe that can go in the front yard. Swing set, toddlers, blah blah blah, and maybe we can have, can we afford a picnic table? A picnic table. How much are we going to be? Picnic table. 225. Okay. Can manage that. Little picnic table. And a love seat. So I feel like, you know, a nice little love seat would be quite sweet. What about, I really love the one, and for some reason it's not an outdoor seating, but I love this one's the one from Cats and Dogs, but the other one I'm actually talking about is also, I like the horse ranch one, is the cottage living one, which inexplicably some of these are not an outdoor seating, and I don't get why not. That's 400. I might actually go for the horse ranch one out here. Cute, and we can do like some cute little garden around there. I love being able to copy and paste debug. Thanks very much, Twisted Mexi, for that little ability. So that's going to be sweet, and then we can run that in with a little bit of terrain paint. It's your life story so far. Oh, cool. So you've kept journals since you were 11 years old, so it's fairly easy. Done a lot in my life. Some I'm proud of and other things not so much, but problems I face and overcome. Wow, that's really amazing. I would struggle with that, but I haven't kept journals my whole life. So I struggled to remember last week. So I feel like, you know, something like that would be a really difficult thing for me. But I'm always amazed that people can do that. Can sort of write, you know, the story of their lives. And it's a pretty amazing thing to be able to do, I feel like, you know. Talk about yourself in a really personal way. It's not an easy thing to do, to share those details of yourself. You know, even for me, like being out here and streaming and talking a lot about my personal life, that's extraordinarily difficult for me. Because I'm a fairly private person, and I don't generally like share all the details of my life out there with people that I run into on the street. But you know, it just feels very cozy and natural when you're chatting away on stream, just to talk about your life as it is. And it just kind of naturally evolves. And I think it's something that I've kind of learned as I've gone along, as I've, you know, developed my streaming skills and things like that. I've learned to share a little bit more of myself because it's something that just did not come naturally to me. And so I'm really just amazed by people that can manage to do that and, you know, express themselves and share so much of themselves, because it's just not very me to do that. So I'm always in awe of people that do have that, you know, that ability to share so much of themselves, where I'm just like, who's going to want to know about that? And that's it's always been my kind of like my thought process when it comes to sharing bits and pieces of myself and my life. I'm just like, well, who's going to care about that? but you know what, people are interested because you're always intrigued about what's going on in other people's lives and how they're thinking about things or how they approach things and what they're kind of going through, because it's a shared human experience, right? So I always think, you know, it's not an easy thing to do, but I feel like there's value in it as well. And I feel like, you know, I'm a lot more open of a person than I used to be before I started creating content. And I think that's better, you know, it's a good thing for me in terms of my growth as a person. I feel like, you know, you should never stop growing as a person. You should never stop learning as a person to, you know, accept new things and learn new things and take on different perspectives and, you know, all that sort of thing. That's looking better. So I do, you know, have a great appreciation for people that are really good at like sharing who they are and themselves and those little pieces of themselves. I just think it's pretty amazing. So well done to, if you're one of those people, well done to you. Well done to you, I say. I can't believe we're actually going to, I'm running a little bit over what I intended to do, but we're just so close to finishing. I don't want to actually stop because we are very close. I will do like the play testing and check it over and see if there's any other debug items I can kind of add to the house at this point. But I feel like we've done a fairly good job of filling the space and making it kind of work for us. So not too bad at all. Not too bad at all. What can I just say? Yeah. Fade that in a little bit more through there. The great thing about this is that you can adjust the softness and the harshness of your terrain paint. So it's something that I didn't realize I could do for a while. When I started like mucking around with terrain paint and stuff, and it took me a little while just to realize that I can actually change the softness of it so that I can manipulate it, you know, and make it look a little bit more natural around the edges. And another thing that I like to do with terrain paint is, you know, use the dirt around the outside as well, and it just, again, it's just like that blending and making it look more natural around the outside, you know, like it's a natural kind of path. It still needs a bit of work on it, but you get the vibe that I'm going for. Because it's not necessarily an easy thing to create a natural sort of flowing path in The Sims for, you know. But I like to use like the eraser tool and the softness tool and that sort of thing just to try and get the effect that I'm going for. It might need a little bit more fiddling, but just about there. And then you have things like this little bits of debug grass and stuff, which just helps you, again, just create that sort of like natural sense, like it's a little bit overgrown in places and, you know, things like that. Thank you, Save and Hydrate. So if I can help one person through it, that would make me happy. Aww. It's called Dandelions in the Wind, an old saying of my dad's meaning blow your past away. Well, that's kind of sweet. I love that it has like a sentimental meaning as well, like relating to your dad and stuff. That's really cute. Well, I hope that you get the opportunity to, and that you can work out, you know, work out a bit of OBS and your PC or your laptop, and work out how to actually bring those things together and get back into streaming again, because I'm sure that's something that you would enjoy as well. It's social time, and it's very much my social time. I don't know if you guys realize how much, you know, it actually means to me to have like this time with you all. And because when we moved to New Plymouth, you know, I left my friends behind, and as an adult, it is incredibly difficult to make friends as an adult, unless you sort of, you know, are in sort of some sort of club and you got a way of meeting people. And it's just like, you know, all my friends are online, because my friends that are out in the real world, we all live in different places around the place. So our contact is kind of online or via text or whatever. And yeah, and then I made, you know, friends online through the Sims 4 community and, you know, things like that as well. So it's just, this is my social time, and I socialize, and I feel I feel fulfilled from that. And I don't feel the need to necessarily go out in the world and talk to people. Which probably sounds awful, but I don't. Because I spend so much of my time like talking to people. And yes, it's all online, but I feel like it's all very genuine, and we have conversations, and it's great. And it's just like that satisfies my social need, just like in The Sims. You know, The Sims need their social need fulfilled, and I need my social need fulfilled, even though I'm not an overly social person. But at the end of the day, yeah, it does actually fulfill a need in me, which is, you know, to chitty chat to people and get to know about people's days and what they've been doing with their lives. And yeah, we have the regulars that come in and chitty chat about how they're doing, and I love that because I get to have my social time. And yeah, it genuinely does mean that I don't need to go out and find other friends, because that seems like a lot of hard work. You know? Oh, funny. Man, you've had your PC for over 10 years, so definitely a PC problem. All right. That makes sense. Yeah, it's hard when you have it's a lot to upgrade, you know, your stuff, right? It's not easy in terms of costs and that sort of thing, because things cost money. So I want to try and get some more grapes. I think Cottage Living has those grapes, right? Those grapevines. So let's go see if we can find those. Vinny, oh, I love hanging out with you in streams. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. That's really sweet. Oh, these cost money. Where's the debug version? Oh, I should put debug on. Oh, God. Helps if I put the live edit on, doesn't it? It does. It does help. Is this the free one? No, it's not the free one. I need the free ones. I'm sure there's free ones on this. Where are you? Okay, here's the free ones. Here we go. So yeah, I always, you know, don't underestimate the power of the online socialization. I think, you know, we all get a lot out of it. And I know, like, you know, people who don't necessarily have a lot of friends in real life do make a lot of, you know, can make a lot of friends online and have that social connection. And I don't think that should be undervalued, because it's certainly important to me, and I know it's sort of like, you know, it's important to other people as well. So please don't undervalue the value of it and how much it means to me that you guys come and hang out with me, whether you lurk or whether you chat. It all means something. Lurking's just fine by me too. So it means you're here, and at least I've got someone listening to me natter away. That does absolutely nothing, so that's no point. Is there any other pack that has different vines? Let's just see, because I'm kind of curious if that's the case. I know, yeah, definitely they're Cottage Living, but beyond that, I don't know if there is. But I definitely want the grapey ones, because, you know, I didn't have the vineyard thing going on, which was initially my plan. I was going to have like a, you know, a different levels of, okay, we might go that one, different levels of vines, and, you know, have a whole faux thing going on, but that didn't work out. So, you know, you pivot. But I can bring that into this, into it with this sort of, you know, stuff. Some vines tangling up. Turn them around. Oh, it's going to stick out a bit, isn't it? Let's see if they go through the walls or not. Always the question. Yes, they have. I don't like things sticking through walls. It's not my fave, so I try to avoid it. And I'm a little pedantic about it. Oh, you know what I haven't done? Guys, I almost boxed this up. I have not put a door into the garage. Hello. Whoops. Did we? Good on you, Velvet. Almost stuffed that up. We're going to need a door into the garage, I feel like. There we are. There we go. Almost missed that detail. Whether or not I would have noticed when I was playtesting, I don't know. Maybe. But at least I caught it now. Oh, you know, the other thing we don't have is a mailbox or rubbish bin on the exterior. The basics. No, we do not have those. Actually, what if we had one of those and one of those running through there? There we go. So, you know what? We're going to add a mailbox, and we've got just enough money for a rubbish bin. So, lucky I left a little bit of cash there. And we should be good to go. You know what? We might just do a little bit more gardening there just to curve around. Okay, that could work. Hunky dory, and then I think we're done. And I can go have some lunch, and you guys can get on with whatever you're doing for the day. And yeah, we've had a fun time though, haven't we? Mancus, leave the face-to-face socials for special occasions. Exactly, exactly. Mancus says hi, Vinny. By the way. So I'll try and go through and find some more debug stuff if I can find it, for like rugs and that sort of thing. And I think I want like a little planter of some description running along here. Actually, that might just work the trick, come to think of it. It's like a little ivy running up along there. I definitely felt like I wanted something green along there because I just wanted to break the fanciness of it all. Don't take offense at my fanciness. Vinny says, hi, Mancast. It's always funny between the two platforms, just the chitty chat and that sort of thing. And seeing the different chats, it's very nice. Look at that, a little greenery there. What do you guys think? I mean, I don't know if I love the dormer up there, but I think it also adds a little bit of interest on the roof. Which is cool. I don't know about the dome, but I might just leave that there. It's kind of cute. I might maybe add in, if we've got any debug. Ooh, what if we added some like grapes along here? I was just thinking some debug. What you have yous? Plants along the roof as well. But I was just thinking, I found these. I'm gonna bring my little vineyard thing in, and it's just gonna run along the fence. Because it just coincidentally was right in my sight line. I was like, oh, maybe that could work. I could run it along there. As a little thing. You know, maybe. So like Mama can like grow some grapes and she can make some wine. She's going to be a little nectar maker. Why not? Nectar making is like, you know, a real lucrative business in The Sims 4 though. I gotta say. You get started on nectar making, if you've got the Horse Ranch pack, you are not going to regret making the money from nectar making. It's a great way to make some cash. So if you are playing Rags to Riches, get yourself some prairie grass and a nectar making kit as soon as you can, and you will smash out the dollars. You really will. Such a speedy way and a good way to make a lot of cash. Well, it's actually, you know what? I would say it's not that speedy now that I've said that. Just because you need to wait for the wine to, or the nectar, sorry. It's not wine, it's nectar. To get older. So it's not actually technically all that speedy to get rich with. But once you kind of get going with it, oh boy, does the money rain. Like, yeah, it just like rains down. So much cash. Like some of those more expensive bottles of nectar are just like, what? Look at this. Oh my gosh, the details. The great thing about this, it's costing no cash. So I needed a rubbish bin and I needed a letterbox is what I needed. Probably spend a little bit more time fixing that path up. I'm not overly happy with that. But we can do that off camera. Not a big deal. I've still got to play test it. So we can fix that up later. I'll notice that needs fixing up. But yeah, otherwise, I think we're done the essentials. So you know what? Not too bad. Not too bad at all. I want to yeah, I want to say that we've kind of accomplished our little goal here, which isn't too bad. I don't always get like a whole build done on stream because, sometimes things do take a while, and I'm slower building on stream, let's face it, because I'm doing a lot of chitty chatting, and nothing wrong with that. That's what I'm here for. A little bit of chitty chat. But every now and then I will complete an entire build all in one sitting, and I feel so accomplished when I do that. I really do. You think it looks great? Thank you, Vinny. Appreciate that. Mankiss, I don't know. Plopsy is good. That's where my Sims make their money from. Plopsy is good. It depends what you're selling and how much the cost of the setup and everything is there, but it is really good. I do like Plopsy as well. The other thing art is obviously one of those things that is really good to make money with, and it's, relatively easy to set up. And again, like, that's the whole Plopsy thing, right? Isn't it? Just like selling things through the easel and, that sort of thing. Now, which letterbox shall we choose? I feel like maybe the seasons one? Maybe the seasons one. There we go. So we've got a letterbox. We don't have any alarms, but we've got all the other basics, I feel like. I don't quite have enough money for alarms, but you know what? They're just going to have to afford things as we go. Oh, I really don't love that swing, but anyway. Oh, the other thing. Ooh. What do you guys think? Is it more important to have a swing or have a bike? And I'll probably end up changing that pergola as well if I can find a different one in debug. How much are the bikes? Bicycle, 100, 100. Oh, I can just afford a bike. So let's maybe pop a bike in here as well. And have a little bike leaning up against the fence. There we are. One of the kids has left a bike there, and that leaves us with like 30 simoleons to spare. Right on the money. I feel like I need a little something in that corner though. There we go. Once I get started on landscaping, sometimes it's hard to pull back and stop, because you just kind of want to fill the spaces, and then next thing you know, you spent 3 hours landscaping. Right? You guys like me and do that? Yep. Okay. Things might get adjusted as I look at it with fresh eyes, but I'll go back to that and playtest it and look at it with fresh eyes. But I think we're done. Potty for toddlers. Oh no! I don't have a potty for toddlers. Oh, thank you, man. I completely forgot about our toddler potty. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to delete this shower, because we don't technically need that shower. Except, I'm not getting the full price for that, so I must have gone into live mode before I paid for that. How much is a potty? I might have to just suck it up. Okay. Suck it up. We're deleting that shower because we need a potty. We almost did that without having a potty in this room. Oh my gosh. I think that should be good there. 200 simoleons for a potty. Are you kidding me? 75. Okay, we'll go for the cheaper potty. Little blue one. That matches the room. Okay. And I haven't done toilet paper rolls, which just kind of makes me go, gah. But I don't have... Oh, maybe I've got enough to play for toilet paper rolls. Do you think... I think maybe I can get away with it, because I think we've got 3 bathrooms. And we've got 150 simoleons available to us. So I think we might actually be able to afford toilet rolls. My one piece of clutter. It's the piece of clutter that I stand behind, adding toilet rolls to my build. Oh my gosh. Wow. We did it. We built a thing. And I think it should work as well. Let me save it before I do anything else, because, you know, what's going to happen is we'll get to the end of this and then the game crashes and it's just like, oh, game over. It's not what you want happening, right? And I always save to my library before I go to the save menu and save, just because 90% of the time when my game crashes is when I go to save. So I always like to go to the library and save there first, because I don't think I ever remember a crash when saving to my library, versus I remember many crashes when I have saved the game. I was just thinking I might actually add a little bit of things there. So guys, I'm going to wrap things up there. I want to say a big thank you for hanging out with me today. I've had a lot of fun, and I hope you've had some fun too. And yeah, I'm going to be back on Friday. So we're going to be playing the very spooky, very veggie challenge. And we've got a special pumpkin generation that I've made up just for Halloween. And we'll be doing some paranormal investigating. We'll have like haunted residentials and all that sort of thing. So we'll be playing the very veggie challenge and having a little bit of fun with that. So I hope you can join me. It's going to be 9 a.m. New Zealand time, so it'll be Thursday for probably a majority of you if you're in the Northern Hemisphere. It'll be a Friday evening-ish, Friday afternoon, Friday evening. So yeah, I hope that you can join me and we can have some spooky fun. It's a little way to celebrate Halloween because it's Halloween on Friday, so yeah, it would be quite nice to be able to do a little bit of celebrating, I think, for Halloween. Be fun. So yeah, I hope you guys can join me, and again, a big thank you for hanging out with me today. I've had a delightful time, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day, no matter what you're doing and how you're doing it. Hopefully you're doing it nicely. Oh boy. Well, thank you for joining me for this build. I've had a lot of fun with it, and we got there in the end, didn't we? It took a little while, but we got there. Okay, guys. Wish you all the best. I will catch you next time around. Bye-bye.